The Horrible Gamers podcast may contain content not suitable for all ages. Listener discretion is advised.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Horrible Gamers podcast, show number 466, being recorded on September the 23rd, 2024. I'm one of your hosts, Jesus Gonzalez, also known as Jesus Rockstar. Today I'm joined by my co-host from the West Coast, the best coast, Gunny Chief, Henley Merrow is here. Welcome back, Henley, welcome.
Hey, man, it was just like a drive up the West Coast all last week, all the way to Canada.
Back. Welcome back to the show, though. Welcome back. We're here.
Yeah, let's do this.
You can leave us feedback at show feedback on the Discord. There is a thing in there. You can leave us feedback. Also, you can follow us on Twitter at _horrible gamers, or now it's known as the X. You can leave us a review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and all that good stuff. Thumbs up on Stitcher, all that good stuff. But the best way to get us across is to share us with your friends and family. So go ahead and do that. You can also support the show by getting on over to the Redbubble store and getting yourself a sock or socks, a pair of socks. How about that?
Multiple pairs. It's getting cold.
An acrylic block or a clock. Just head on over there and buy yourself something. We don't really make anything off of it. We make literally maybe a penny off of every fucking sale we make. That's fine, though. If you're representing the show by putting on the gears, just go over there and do it. You can also join our Facebook group, Horrible Gamers Podcast Community. Is a closed group if you're on Facebook, so that means anything you post in the group stays within the group. And big shout out to the Patreon machines at patreon.com/horrible gamers to support the show with the monies. And they've been doing it. I mean, they've been doing it even though we haven't been putting out a lot of shows lately. It sucks. But big shout out to Jason Sams, Robert Noble, Chad, Gunny, Porkchop Poo, Nipron, Evan Bamboo, Master Tanaka, and Bill Garner II, the Elden Lord. I love all of you. I appreciate all of you. And you keep the show ad-free for the rest of the listeners, for the rest of the hobos listening for free. You keep it ad-free. Now, let's get talking about... Wait, hold on. I haven't done this in so long, I'm skipping shit. Big shout out to Phantom Meg for the intro music and Broke for Free for the outro music to the show. And Mayo couldn't be here today. Scheduling conflicts. Mayo is now working a completely opposite schedule of what he was working before, and it's taking a toll, and he don't know if he could do it. So we're gonna try to get Mayo on as much as we can. So yeah, stay tuned for that. We'll figure that out eventually, right? Yeah. Anyways, let's talk about video games we've been playing in the last month or so. And yeah, Gunny, I've been playing lots of things, dude. So I played Call of Duty Black Ops Beta. That was cool. I'm excited to play it when it comes out. Of course, I'll be playing it. But I'll be doing it probably through Game Pass. I don't think I want to buy it. Maybe I do want to buy it. I don't know yet. I haven't made up my mind.
I didn't get a chance to play it.
I haven't made up my mind because I subscribe to Game Pass and I say I'm always going to cancel it, then I always end up resubscribing.
They always throw some kind of carrot at you. I've noticed, especially when it comes to I'll point this out.
Shit. Some shit that I play for 2 hours and then I never touch it again. Yeah.
Well, one of the things I've noticed that's changed, especially in the last, I'm just going to say 2 years. One of them is you remember when Game Pass first started? You get this for console, but and then you get this one thing for the PC side of things. But now it's everything's kind of coming day and date on both systems. So it's cool when you get a Frostpunk 2 or City Skylines 2. So it's nice when you get them first on PC. So better off being a premium member or just going straight up PC for you.
Yeah. Anyways. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna keep it. No. Anyways, yeah, but Call of Duty's coming. I don't know when the fuck is the release date for that thing. I don't even know.
November something. That's all I remember.
COD release date. Is it November or is it October?
Yeah, I can't remember.
Sometimes
I don't know.
Sometimes they do it in late October. No, this is November 10th. You're right. It's the same as always. All right. No, Black Ops 6 is scheduled October 25th.
Oh, I was wrong. I was off by a month.
Yeah, see, sometimes, because they do the Black Ops, the Activision shit, early. They do it, in October. And then they'll do, Infinity Ward, I mean. Their stuff comes out, in November. It's weird. They switch it off every so often. I don't know why.
Yeah, the 24th. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Microsoft, the Flight Simulator 2024 comes out November.
Oh yeah, I'm excited to try that. I'm actually more excited for that than Call of Duty. More hyped, more anticipating that, I guess, than
You
Call
can
of Duty.
preload now.
I ain't
Well,
preloading shit. Fuck you, Xbox. I am
they'll probably
preloading
change it
shit.
3 times before you actually get to it.
Yeah, fuck you. I ain't preloading shit. I'm gonna just wait till it comes out and download it all at once. Because I hate that preload bullshit. You preload it and then you go to launch it the day it comes out. It's like, you preloaded it, but by the way,
Yeah.
there's a fucking
55 gig.
70 gig day one patch. It's the whole game again. You just have to
Yeah.
re-download it. It's like, what the fuck was the point of preloading then? Like fuck you, dude. It pisses me off all the time. I'm like, fuck this shit.
It is
Fucking
stupid,
preload.
yeah.
Fucking dumbass shit. It's always like, oh, preload, and then it makes me do all this stupid shit where I have to log into Xbox and then I have to log in to some other shit. Then do you want to sign up for an account for this thing? No, I don't want to sign up for an account for your thing. Are you sure you want to share your Xbox information with them? No shit. Like, what the fuck kind of dumb question? Stupid ass fucking shit. Anyways, so I played Call of Duty. I actually had a pretty good time this weekend, and I played with Brink and IAMS. We were playing Battlefield on Saturday. It's kind of like a Battlefield day for us. We haven't had one of those in years. Back in the day, Brink and IAMS and I used to get on Battlefield quite often, like Battlefield 4, Battlefield 5, Battlefield 1. And we used to have like Battlefield nights, like on Friday or Saturday, and we used to play Battlefield like all the time. And with 2042, we kind of fell off of it. But the other day, we kind of all got together, and we got our asses kicked. Pretty much the whole time IAMS was playing with us, we lost. And then IAMS left, and Pigeon joined us. And Pigeon is Brink's brother-in-law. Pigeon joined us, and what do you know? Next thing you know, we started getting like top squad. Like we're the second squad in the team, and we're winning. I don't know, man. I think IAMS was holding us back or something. I think
Fucking IAMS.
I think IAMS was cheating, and the cheat system was like nerfing us or something. I think that's what it was, because we were like on some bad team. Like our team was bad, dude. Like we couldn't even get one objective on the map. That's how bad our team was. And then we look IAMS, and it's like, oh fuck, we're winning all these matches now. What the fuck's going on? It was pretty awesome. It was quite fun, and so we played a little bit of that. I've been playing a lot of fucking Helldivers. So recently this month, Helldivers 2 got a patch which addressed the concerns of the people that were leaving the game due to all the nerfing they were doing. Remember I talked about how they made the game where it became really fucking hard to do some of the missions.
Yeah, you did talk about that last time.
Yeah, like it was pretty much near impossible at some points to do some of these missions, man, because it would spawn like 4 of the big Bio Titans, and then you'd have like 5 Chargers on the map, and then you'd have like all the little bugs on top of that to deal with that are coming at you, attacking you, and it'd kind of be impossible to take these things out because you have rockets and stratagems and like airstrikes to call them, but they weren't doing any damage to these things. They were nerfed so much that they weren't doing enough damage to kill these big bugs or whatever, these big enemies. And recently they kind of reversed everything. They kind of did it to where the nuke does like a big explosion radius now, and it like knocks everything back, and it actually feels like it's a fucking mini nuke going off. There's like the stratagems are more powerful now. They do more damage to the bugs. They also kind of reduce some of the. I think they don't specifically say the Chargers, but I know the Bio Titans. They say they reduce the spawn rate of those, like how often they come up. So now you'll run into 1 or 2 at a time, maybe 3 at most. Whereas before, 3 was like the minimum you run into all the time. Like 3 of those big ass things coming at you. It was kind of like impossible to outrun them because they're so big, and they walk so fast because they're so big. It's like a giant spider that's like the size of a building, Gunny. Just imagine that.
Oh yeah,
So that's what's coming after you. It's coming after you from across the map. You can literally see that thing from across the map coming towards you. You're like, oh fuck. So like, yeah, imagine like 4 of those things coming at you, and then you got the Chargers that are running at you full speed and they're full of armor. Yeah, it was kind of hectic. But recently, this patch kind of brought back a ton of players, man. Now the player count is back up to like 40, 50,000, whereas right before the patch, the player count had dropped to like about 20,000 or 15,000. So good job to the team over at Helldivers 2. I forget who made that game. Fucking whatever studio made it. Um, but shout out to them for actually listening to the fucking reviews on Steam and taking it all into account and saying like, because everyone's saying like, why the fuck are you nerfing our shit, man? Like, it's not like we're playing against other players. We're literally playing against the computer. Like the fuck, it's PVE. It's not PvP. You know what I mean? Like, you're nerfing us because we're figuring out what works best against these things, right? You want us to figure out what is the best strategy to go into a match against these enemies, and we figured it out. And then you go and you fucking nerf it, like so. So what was the point of that, Gunny? You go in there and you like it's like you're punishing us for figuring out what we're supposed to figure out. You know what I mean? People were getting kind of tired of it, and people were leaving the game.
Do you think they were just trying to attempt? Do you think like they were just trying to attempt to like not to make the game like I don't know. I don't want to say too easy, but oh, we don't want them to like complete things too fast or too quickly or whatever, and then get bored of the game or something.
Maybe they were doing. I don't know, man, but they really fucked up when they did that because, like I said, the player count was down to like 15,000 from peak being like 150,000 players in a server, like more 200,000 in a server, like at once online, just on Steam, down to 15,000. That's a big drop in players, and yeah, it was pretty bad. But they seem to have listened and learned their lesson, and they said they weren't going to do that again. Hopefully, they're actually honest about that this time and don't start nerfing shit again like they did before. But yeah, man, they also added a new stratagem and they added a new war bond. The new war bond is like a chemical agents war bond where like it's like a gas based war bond. So you get like a gun that shoots gas and like a little drone thing that flies like around you and it protects you and it spits out gas around you. So it'll like exterminate the bugs or whatever. Pretty cool game. Finally got Brink to play it. It's been a while. I told him that he would like the game. He's been hesitant on buying it, so I ended up gifting it to him, and yeah, so he got it now, and I got him to play it finally.
I need to get it because now I've got a powerful PC. I can run it pretty good.
Oh fuck yeah, you can run that shit hella good, dude. But yeah, the game is fucking fun as shit. I fucking love that game, Gunny. I will run that game with anyone. I don't care. I will play with you if you want to play. It's just a fun game, dude. In general, it's just like just go in there and shoot shit and blow shit up and figure it out and keep grinding and yeah, it was fun. Anyways, a lot of Helldivers is what I've been doing. Besides Helldivers 2 though and all that good stuff, I did end up playing some other games. I've got to go back on my Steam and check here. Make sure I mention them. So, looking at my Steam, I play a little bit more of that body cam game. That's that game with that like the first person body cam perspective with the crazy realistic looking graphics.
Yeah.
And dude, man, going back to that game from like playing Call of Duty and Battlefield was tough. It was really hard. I couldn't hit shit at all. I couldn't shoot anyone. That game is pretty much like one shot, you're dead. So if someone gets to drop on you and they shoot you, you're gonna die pretty fucking quick. So I kind of sucked at it when I played it. But recently, like a day ago, yesterday or 2 days ago, there was a big patch to it. They added a new mode. And they added new guns, and they added something to where they said it was team deathmatch, but like once you select the team that you're on, you cannot switch teams during the match. Well, I guess before you could switch teams, and now you can't. Now it's locked. So now you're locked. If you're like in a shitty team with shitty players, like you're on a team with me, and I suck, you're stuck with me till the end of the fucking round, like the end of the whole thing. Like you're gonna have to just tough it out. But yeah, that game has cosmetics and stuff, man. Like pretty much everyone starts out with like a black silhouette, like a dude wearing like a black. Think of it like a black tracksuit or something, right? It looks like a black Adidas tracksuit or something. And then you can unlock like body armor pieces. They're just cosmetic though. They don't do anything. Like if you unlock a piece that looks like a body armor or like a helmet or something, looks like body armor for like your head or your chest or whatever, or like Kevlar vest or something, it's not gonna like make you like stronger against bullets. It's just a cosmetic looking item that makes your character look different or whatever, right? But yeah, I don't know if you played this, Connie, but if you have played this,
No, I haven't seen it in a while either.
you'll know that the characters don't have faces. It's kind of like pixelated. Their heads
Yeah.
are it's like a pixelated thing. So there's that. But I mean, the game looks fucking like really real, dude. Like like I was playing on. There's a new map on there. It was kind of really creepy looking. I thought to myself, man, this map right here would make like for a really good Call of Duty Zombies map. Like it looked real, Gunny. It looked like you're in a hospital, like a beat down, run down ass hospital, but like all the alarms are going off and like there's like dead bodies on the fucking tables and on the fucking beds and like fucking like wheelchairs like in the middle of the hallway tipped over and shit, like blood on the walls. The light, like you go down the hallway and it gets pitch black and like there's like a red flashing light at the end of the hallway. It was a creepy ass atmosphere. I was like, God damn! I was like, this right here would make like a really good like level for like a scary game. Like this shit was scary looking. I was like, this is like fuck. Like if these guys got hired by Activision to start making their fucking maps for like zombies and shit, these guys could make some really fucking hyper as realistic ass looking maps. Like they look real, dude. It looks like you're in a fucking rundown ass, beat up ass hospital, like I don't know, somewhere like in the middle of nowhere, dude.
So like probably like a good thing for like a Resident Evil or PT or
yeah, like PT or Resident Evil. Like it looks real though, Bunny. Like it looks fucking like super like realistic, dude. Like it's fucking crazy how crazy like the blood on the walls and there's like footprints, bloody footprints and like fucking handprints on the walls and shit, like bullet holes everywhere. I'm like, what the fuck happened here? It was a creepy ass looking map. And even the oil rig map is really cool too. That house map is kind of cool. They got a lot of different maps, and they added new ones in this update, but I haven't played it since the patch. I was reading the patch notes the other day, and I'm like, huh, that looks kind of cool. Maybe I should go back into it now that there's a patch. They did some balancing changes, and they also like added a couple new guns and whatever. But I think the game is going to become more popular as it gets more updates, because it doesn't seem to have a lot of players playing it, I don't think. But I think the community is going to rally behind it eventually when the game goes 1.0, and it's going to become a really popular game. I just feel it. It's something about that game that's different from other shooters, and just in terms of how hyper realistic it is, that I think it'll get like an audience. You know what I mean? Like it'll have its audience that's really dedicated to that game. Think of like Rainbow Six or something, where like
yeah, that's the first game that came to my mind.
it got like an audience. Like it wasn't like the greatest game when it came out, but then it gained like an audience after like patches and updates. I think that's what this game will do eventually. Maybe we'll see it in esports one day. I don't fucking know, man. But it looks, those maps look fucking incredible. Like whatever engine they're using, I think it's Unreal Engine 5. It's fucking insane. Like the
I know it's
lighting and
Unreal.
everything.
So
Like,
I remember
oh,
that.
dude, and especially playing on the OLED, you know, when you're walking down a pitch black hallway, you can't fucking see where you're going. You have to use the flashlight on your gun, which gives away your position going down a dark ass hallway, you know, and there'll be some guy camping in the hallway behind a fucking table or something, just sitting there the whole time, waiting for someone to turn their flashlight on, and they just fucking shoot at the flashlight. It's kind of annoying, but it's cool at the same time. The audio is something they need to work on in that game, because the guns, I don't know. I guess some people will say, well, it's supposed to be a kind of hyper realistic, Jesus, so it's kind of real. Well, the guns are really fucking loud, Gunny. Like I'm talking like loud as fuck. Like when you hear gunshots going off, like say your teammates are shooting someone on the other side of the map, it sounds like the fucking gunshots are going off like right next to your fucking head. Like it's fucking loud as fuck, dude. And then when you shoot your gun, it's even louder. You're like, what the fuck?
Is there a slider? Did you saw was it just for sounds or gunfire?
There is a slider for VFX, and there's a slider for music, like how loud you want the music to be in the game. But yeah, it's just like a general slider for like all around, like just the sounds and then the music. So it's like two different sliders. There's not one specifically for the guns, you know, like how loud do you want your fucking gun to be? But I guess It's the point of the game being hyper realistic, I think. You know what I mean? That's why they did it to where the guns are fucking, they're so loud. Everything is loud. The shotguns, the pistols, the fucking, and then, but they did a really good job with it where, like, if you step into a hallway or into a room, when you shoot your pistol or your rifle or your shotgun, the sound bounces off the walls differently. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like it'll be more echoey in a big hallway or in a big room. It'll be more echoey. Where if you're like in a tighter like staircase and you're shooting your gun in a staircase, it sounds like tighter. Like the noise is more condensed. It's kind of cool the way they did that. The sound does reflect what like kind of area you're in. Like if you're in a big room or if you're in a big hallway, if you're outside, it sounds different based on the location of where you're at. And but yeah, but regardless, it's always fucking loud as shit. And I don't think any of the guns have suppressors. They all just don't have suppressors. It's just like you have like whatever pistol or whatever gun, and it's just the standard gun. Maybe they'll have a scope sometimes or whatever, but not all the time. But yeah, that's Body Cam, the game. I also played a lot of Papers, Please this last fucking, was it like a week ago, 2 weeks ago? I got into Papers, Please again. And that's that Border Patrol game where you're like, this is a really old game, probably from 2016, whatever, 2017 maybe, where you're playing a Border Patrol agent and you have to let people in.
I think I played this about a month ago.
I got so into it, dude. I was like all into this shit for like hours the other day. I was just fucking checking everybody's fucking passports and fucking like all the rules. You know how like every time like the day ends and then the new day starts, there's like a new rule you have to watch out for or whatever, and then you're fucking doing it again. And then so yeah, I was playing Papers, Please the other day, and it was kind of cool, man. It was something else. It was really cool. And then I found that YouTube video. There's a really good YouTube video. I posted a link in the Discord, and there's like a short video, Gunny. It's probably like 10 minutes long, maybe shorter, and it's a live action Papers, Please. Like movie, like a mini movie or whatever.
Yeah, I did watch that.
That was really well done. It's just like the game. Well done. It's just like the fucking game. The dude walks in, the guard comes up and he's like, "Hey, my girlfriend's coming through today. Can you please let her through?" And he's like, yeah, I'll let her through. And then in the end, he doesn't let her through, but he lets the other guy through, and the other guy has a bomb. Oh, that actually happened in the fucking game. I'm like, what the fuck? That actually happens in the game. I was like, what the fuck? So it was actually real. Like, it was part of the game. That actually is like a part in the game where the guard comes up to you and he's like, "Hey, my girlfriend's coming through today. Can you please let her in?" And then he hands
it. Like hand something to the guy, or like kind of like a bribe or something.
No, it's a little locket. It's a little lock.
Oh, right. It was for her. Never mind.
She gave him, that has a picture of her in it. And then in the game, he hands you the same locket. He hands it to you, and he's like, "Here you go. Can you please give this to her when she crosses through, so she knows I'm here waiting for her?" And then she came through, dude, and she didn't have her fucking permit, Gunny. She didn't have the fucking permit for me to let her through, Gunny. Damn it, Gunny. Okay, she didn't have the permit, Gunny, and I couldn't let her through, Gunny. I denied her.
Yeah, and even in the movie, she gets denied. I was like, well, what the fuck? Why did you take the locket then, you know?
I denied her, Gunny, because I'm a man of the people of the country, and I listen to the rules. And then the guy after her just fucking ran through the checkpoint or something and blew up and killed the guard. And I was like, I feel like a piece of shit right now. This dude's waiting for his girlfriend, and then she didn't get through, and then he died. I'm like, what a fucking mess.
You're garbage. He was going to marry her, man.
I know. They were going to live happily ever after.
Is that what you do?
I do. I don't know. But yeah, that was fucked. But anyways, I played some Papers, Please. And that game is now also I ended up buying it on my iPhone as well, because it's not available on iPhone. It's like $4 on iPhone, maybe.
Where I might have played it on an iPad.
Yeah, it's on an iPad and iPhone and shit. And yeah,
I got it on Steam. I can't remember.
I ended up. I mean, I played it mostly. It's easier on Steam for some reason for me. On the iPhone, it was a little harder. But it's the same game regardless on either one. Besides that, speaking of iPhone, I ended up buying the new iPhone 16. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I got it. I got it on release day. and I upgraded my old phone to this phone.
Sweet. I'm still on 14, but
Yeah,
probably upgrade this holiday. Couple months.
and I mean, it's an iPhone. I don't know what to say. It's the same shit.
What is it? Something Sense or something that was like the new one of the things that are new in it? AI Sense?
Some fucking AI, but you have to like. This is weird, right? They talked all this AI talk at their keynote, right, when they were talking about the iPhone. The problem with the AI though, Gunny, is that in order to even get some of the AI features, not even all of them, just most of them, you have to get into the beta, which I did. You get into like the beta mode, which downloads the 18.1 beta, and when you download that, you can enable the AI in your phone or whatever, and then it'll you have to sign up for it. It was pretty quick for me. It was like 20 minutes later. They send me the thing that says, "Hey, you've been accepted into the AI fucking test bullshit." I don't know how long it takes now. Maybe that there's more users. Maybe it's faster or slower. I don't know. But yeah, so the AI is kind of cool. It changes Siri a little bit. It changes your notifications quite a bit too. So it tends to like tells you like before when I would get messages from Facebook, like from Brink and Iams, I would just see their messages, right? Whatever they're talking, I would just see whatever their last message was. Now it kind of tries to summarize whatever they're talking about. So it'll be like Brink sent a message and Iams replied, and they're discussing Donald Trump and politics. It'll try to like summarize for me, like like by itself. It'll try to like on the lock screen, so I can just glance at it. It'll be like, or Brink sent a video about related to Battlefield. Like he sent a video.
Cool. I like the summarize. That's a
and
cool feature.
It's a pretty cool feature, and I didn't think it would be like that useful, but it kind of is because you can kind of jump in there and be like, all right, now I kind of know what they're talking about. They're talking about Battlefield, or they're talking about Trump, or they're talking about whatever the fuck they're talking about. You know what I mean? But it kind of summarizes for you, like, okay, they're discussing this at the moment, and it kind of like does the same with your text messages, and it does other shit like it can like if you send me like, hey Jesus, you want to meet up this week at this time, and it'll be like, do you want to make an appointment for that time? And it'll automatically like pull up my calendar, and it'll be like, you have that time available at that time, like your day is free at that time. Do you want to add this to your calendar? And then you can add that automatically to the calendar, and then it'll remind you like, hey, this time you got to go meet up Gunny or whatever. Like it'll do shit like that.
Nice.
So yeah, the AI is kind of cool. I'm looking forward more to seeing like what you could do with the photos, because I know like you can remove people from the backgrounds and shit from the photo. That's kind of a cool feature, especially when you go to like a touristy spot and you want to take a photo and there's people fucking all around you. You know, like it's kind of a cool thing to be able to take those people out of the photo. You know, even though it's not real, because honestly, any tourist spot you go to, it's going to be packed with people all the time, no matter how you take the photo. There's going to be someone in the background, you know what I mean? So it's kind of cool that you're able to erase them. And the AI also can like it can like look up photos for you. Like you can like try to search for a photo, and you can be like, I want to look up a photo of me at a birthday party. I was at a birthday party, and I don't remember when. And it'll look up photos in your library that seem to be like a birthday party scene or whatever. Like it'll look for like cakes and balloons and shit, and it'll pull up all the photos with cakes and balloons and birthday party looking shit. I'll be like, all right, these are all kind of related to a birthday. Which one is the photo you're looking for? So it kind of helps you search. If you have a lot of photos on your phone or whatever, which I know women do, or whatever, you know, because they never delete their fucking photos. So they can find their photos that they're looking for easier. But yeah, the little side button now for the camera, the little sensor fucking button thing, it's kind of weird. I don't think that this button was originally designed for the camera. I think that this thing, Gunny, this little bullshit here, this little like bottom thumb looking thing right here with the sensor on it,
Yeah,
the little swiping sensor, I think that was supposed to be the AI button. But I think Apple didn't have it ready in time, and they were like, "Fuck it, we'll just call it the camera button." It looks like it'll like you can hold the camera that way, it'll work. But I think
I
originally,
think it might be. I don't know. I think one thing that tells me it probably was intended for the camera was, like, for example, when the wife wants to do like a she calls it a selfie, but it's me and her. What would that be called? And then of
Yeah,
course I have
whatever.
longer arms, Jesus. So, and I know there's more than one way, even on an Android or Samsung phone. You can do this,
Yeah,
but the easiest way is like, you're
I
kind of
guess, I
holding it,
guess, I guess you're right. The holding it that way. I
right?
guess your thumb right there. Yeah, I guess
Yeah. Like
you're right. I
I
guess.
thought about it. I
I
thought
mean,
always wish the button was on the side of it, but
and
it's
yeah,
it's
being
going to be
able,
on both, right? The front screen and on the side, which is cool.
yeah, I mean, it makes sense, but yeah, I don't know. I like my phone though. I ended up getting the white one this time around. I don't know why. I haven't had a white iPhone since the iPhone, what? The iPhone 7. I had the iPhone 7 Plus, the red one. You remember that one? There was like a red back on it or whatever. It was called
Yeah,
the product red. I fucking love that phone because it was
that
like a
might
lot
have
of
been the
people
first
didn't.
iPhone I got, 7 or 8.
Yeah. But
But I'm still stuck on 14.
yeah, yeah, man. I've been on iPhone since what? iPhone 3GS.
Yeah,
I
I
tried
think I
to switch
started at 7.
for a little bit. I tried to switch to. I mean, I tried the Samsung Galaxy S3 when it came out. I tried that. I didn't like it. Then I tried the Windows phone, the Nokia, whatever the fuck Windows phone, and it had no support, dude. Like, no wonder that platform died. It was a cool phone. The software worked really cool. Like it worked. The OS worked.
It kind of went the way of
But
the
like,
Windows Phone, right? The
but
Microsoft Windows Phone.
there was no apps for it, dude. Like you try to find an app that you had on your iPhone for Windows and you couldn't find it. You're like, where the fuck is my messages app? Or where the fuck is my email app? Or where the fuck is this app? And it was just wouldn't be there. And you're like, what the fuck? Like this shit sucked. And even though the camera on those Nokias were really fucking good at the time, they just died. That's when Microsoft. Remember, isn't that when Microsoft bought Nokia or some shit
Did
to
they? I don't
make their
remember if they did.
phones, or they made a deal with them to make their fucking Windows phones or whatever? But they fucked it up. They dropped the ball in. So yeah, I've been iPhone ever since. I just don't want to switch. I looked at the Galaxy ones. I even looked at the new Pixel 8 before getting this phone, and I was gonna get the Pixel 8, but I'm like, nah, don't do it, Jesus. You're gonna get it and you're gonna fucking hate it. You're gonna hate the Android bullshit. And you're gonna want to go back to iPhone and you're gonna just be like, fuck this shit, and you're gonna end up going back anyways. And you're gonna have to pay a restocking fee. So fuck it. Just wait for the iPhone. And I did, and I'm glad I did. I'm glad I listened to myself.
Yeah, and the only reason I haven't brought this up in years on the podcast, but not. I mean, so my son, he wants to get like I forgot what he wants, the Samsung something Ultra. So
Yeah.
he'll probably get it and add it to the plan. And but no, I'm trying to think back. It's been like 7 or 8 years that we kind of went iPhone, and I think it was, I could be wrong, but I think we had Samsung phones and they just didn't work correctly. I couldn't tell you what model. So then the wife's like, screw it. Like, we'll just go get iPhones. I was like, what? Well, I don't know about that. Like I've always had Samsung and Nokia, but
Yeah.
like, I don't know. I felt like the reliability was there. A little more expensive, but it's been good so far. But yeah, I would like a Samsung phone on top of what I already have,
Yeah.
especially one of their nicer ones.
But besides that though, Gunny, I did end up playing some other stuff. I ended up buying Frostpunk 2 on Steam because I knew
Yeah.
this is a game that I'm gonna play probably a lot and a lot of times, and I'm gonna play the DLC when it comes out. So I ended up buying the deluxe edition, which was whatever. It gives you it gave you early access, 72 hours early access to the game or whatever. It did that crap, and it did the bullshit. It did some other bullshit where like my the council where the council convenes, you can set it to the deluxe version and it looks a little bit different from the standard version. And I don't know what the standard version even looks like because I've had it set to the deluxe one the whole time. But you can switch it whenever. I just never have. I just set it to the deluxe and kept it there. So I don't even know what the actual normal council fucking area looks like. I don't know. It said, do you want to enable the deluxe pack council fucking hall? And I was like, yeah, I paid for it. Might as well fucking enable this shit. And I never gone back to the other one. That was from the beginning of the game.
Nice.
Anyways, started this game off, Gunny. So the difficulties are kind of weird, right? It tells you in the beginning, it says, this is for beginners. This is for people that want to play the game. It'll still be hard, but you'll be able to learn and play. And that's the normal difficulty. Recruit or whatever it's called. Citizen, I think. Then there's the officer rank, which is the next one up. Second highest difficulty. No, third highest, because there's 4 difficulties. So the second one up is officer. And that's where I started at, because it said, this is where we recommend players that are familiar with Frostpunk and that have played the first one. This is where we recommend you start at. This will offer you a challenge, and but you'll still be able to overcome using strategic planning and shit like that, right? And I'm like, yeah, I beat Frostpunk 1 like fucking 4 times now, and I beat the DLCs. I know what I'm doing, Gunny, right?
You're a pro at this.
Fuck, dude. I was so fucking wrong. I started the game. All right. You know, in that first, like, it tells you, like, we recommend you start playing the story before going into the Utopia mode. And the Utopia mode is kind of like the endless, free, like, build mode. Like, you kind of, like, you're just trying to build the city as big as you can and keep living as long as you can or whatever. And, so I'm like, all right, play the story first. So you start off the story and you start off in a little,
right? Do you have to start in the prologue?
You have to start in the. That's the shitty part about this. You have to start in the prologue. So you start in the prologue where you're in the train wreck, and it's like, oh, we got this people here. We got to set up the oil extraction and start up the generator and fucking build houses and extract shit. And all right, dude, I did all that. Problem was, Gunny, it came to the point where I started like saving food for the whiteout, which was coming like in 50 weeks or something. I didn't have enough food being collected, man. So then the old people in my camp were like, hey, man, I really love my grandkids. Look at them. They're so little and so innocent. Can we just like sacrifice ourselves in order to save the kids? And I was like, what? And they're like, yeah, we want to just kill ourselves and then we'll just walk out into the snow and die.
Is that what they wanted to do? Because I wasn't sure. I played this and I was like, I couldn't remember. Like, wait, what are they trying to say? Like that they're going to off themselves or just walk away and just
no, they just walk away. They just walk out into the snow naked and fucking die out there. And they save you. Like the benefit of that is instead of having to save 30,000 food or whatever, you only have to save like 15,000 food supplies or whatever. So I did that the first time and I was able to beat it. I beat it and I got it. And I got to the chapter 1. Chapter 1 was, all right, now you got to start the city that's already been kind of built, but you got to take over. We ousted the last leader because he fucked everything up. But you're the new guy. You're the new steward or whatever. And now you're the new steward and you're the one that are going to plan to save this city. You got to get this coal and all this shit. I started doing it, man. I failed. I failed fucking miserably. I couldn't even get past chapter 1 without everyone like fucking trying to kill me and shit. All right, then the problem was though, Gunny, it got to the point where they kicked me. Like, you know, it says like the people have lost trust in you. You have fucking 4 or 5 weeks to get, 15 weeks to get the trust back of the people. And there's a timer, right? You see the timer pops up and it says, make the trust level go up to like whatever the lowest it is, like barely like above they hate you or whatever, like just barely above, like where they can tolerate you or whatever. And I'm like, all right, cool, I could do it, and I failed. Problem with that was that the fucking game auto-saved right before I failed. So I go to load back into that map, and it's auto-saved right at my fail point. So I'm like, all right, fuck, I have to restart this. I go to restart it, and even though I had unlocked chapter 1, the fucking game makes you restart all the way from the prologue.
Oh, no.
Yeah, okay. It'll just a warning. If you fail, even if you're in chapter 3, there's 5 chapters. Even if you're in chapter fucking 3 or 4 and you fail, you have to restart from the prologue. All the way from the fucking prologue to restart a new game.
So do you recommend like a manual save instead of auto?
Yes. Keep doing. If you feel like you're you get to chapter 2 or chapter 3 and you feel like you're doing really fucking good, do a manual save. Like don't pick the slot that overrides. That's autosave. Go down to another slot and manually save there, because you're gonna fuck up probably, and you're not even realize you fucked up. Anyways, all right. So I restart the game like 3 or 4 times, Gunny. Finally, I gave up and I put it down in baby mode. I go down to the citizen mode or whatever, like the hobo mode.
The baby
And,
mode. That's what I
and
played.
I was able to save all the old people and all the people in the beginning of the prologue. I was able to get 50,000 food or whatever. I was like easy. Like I had like extra food over 50,000. I had a lot of food. And then I get to the city. I'm able to get all the city up and running because I kind of knew what my goals were, right? I was like, I know what I failed at before. I know what I could do better this time. So I kind of did that. And then, so my city keeps growing and growing, Gunny, right? And I have these people, they're called, I forget, I think they were called the Pilgrims or something like that. And that's because there were a group of people that we rescued from like I sent my scout team out and they found a village of people that were like starving or something. And I was like, do you want to leave him there or do you want to take him in? And I was like, well, I need the labor. Fuck it, take him in. I took him in, and it started off being a group of like, I don't know, like 300 people maybe. And when they get to your city, it says, all right, this new group has joined your city, and they call themselves the Pilgrims. And it shows you a photo, and it shows you their icon, their logo, and it shows them, and it shows like what they believe in. It says the Pilgrims believe in fucking and like accepting everyone, and fucking they believe in not relying on the generator. They want you to try to like turn off the generator and make the people suffer through the snow and get used to being in the cold. And they want you to not use machines and all this crazy shit, right? I got these other people in my city called the Faith Keepers, and they're like these people that are like, there was only like a little bit of them. It was like maybe 500 of them to start off with. And there are these people that are like super religious, but their religion, they worship the fucking generator, Gunny, okay? They don't worship, like the generator is God to them, okay? So that's who they are. And then I got these other guys, they're called the stewards, I think. And the stewards were like a group of people that were kind of like the Faith Keepers, but they believed in machines. They don't pray to machines, but they believe that machines are the way to the future and that we should be using machines as much as possible and oil and all this shit to like progress the city forward, right? And then you got this other group called the Foragers, and they're like hippy dippy motherfuckers. They're all about like, let's use fucking plants and trees and fucking
in a fucking frozen tundra land. That's what we believe.
Yeah, that's what they believe. They believe in like fucking eating like fucking ice and snow and shit. Like that's what they believe in, okay? So I had all these people, right, Gunny? And then my city was growing and growing and growing and growing and growing. It was fucking huge. By the time I get to chapter 5, I got about like 30,000 people in my city. And it gives you a mission. It tells you go find Winterhome. And Winterhome is the place, if you ever played Frostpunk 1.
Yeah, that sounds familiar.
That's the campaign from Frostpunk 1. In Frostpunk 1, you built Winterhome. In this one, you have to go find the remains of Winterhome because it's set like 40 years after Frostpunk 1 or whatever.
Yeah, I think it's like 30 or something like that.
Yeah, so you go and you find Winterhome. I send my scouts out and they find it. But they're like, hey, man, Winterhome is fucked up. Like there's a bunch of supplies there and there's cores that we can use. But like it's either we settle the city and you build a city there and we go there and live there, or we blow up the mountain, but it's going to let all this fucking toxic gas out, but we can recover the cores faster that way. And we could just steal all the cores and try to get the fuck out before the gas kills everyone. So I sent about like, I don't know, I think I sent like originally, I sent like 7,000 people over there to go and work and fucking extract the cores or whatever. And everyone got sick, like right away. Everyone started dying and it's like people are dying, people are getting sick, people are hungry. And I'm trying to divert resources from like my city over there. Like I'm trying to send them food and coal and shit to like feed them and keep the hospital running to get people try to heal up. Because the gas was killing everyone, right? Because they blew up the mountain and they let all this fucking toxic shit out. Anyways, we get all the cores out, right? And the stupid idiots, the fucking foragers, right? They thought it was a bad idea for me to not want to settle Winterhome because they wanted to live there. And I said, no, we're not going to live there. We're going to blow it up. And they got fucking pissed, Gunny, okay? They were mad. They're like, this motherfucker This motherfucker destroyed our house. We wanted to live there, and he fucking blew it up. So then you have all these people in the foragers and shit. They're all like they're trying to like get together with the pilgrims, right? And they're trying to like sabotage the operations going on at Winterhome. But we finished in time, and I get all my people back to the main city, and there's a lot of sick people. Like there's probably like 3,000 sick people that come back, with like another 9,000 that I sent over there that were extra labor that I sent. And then they all come back to my city, and now I'm housing everyone, and we're trying to like upgrade the generator to like the max level or whatever to beat the game, to beat the whiteout that's coming or whatever. And what happens, Gunny? What fucking happens? The stupid ass foragers and the pilgrims start fucking rioting in my city. They start rioting, Gunny. They're mad. So they start burning down districts and factories and fucking kitchens and fucking housing districts, and they start beating people up and like they like and during the council meeting or whatever, they stabbed one of the fucking they stabbed some of the faith keepers. Like during the council meeting, they fucking like stabbed them as they were walking in, like just straight up murdered them in the council. It was a bloodbath, Gunny.
That's
okay,
chaos, man.
Listen, Gunny, real quick though, Jesus, the steward of the people, I was able to pass emergency laws, Gunny, okay? Emergency laws that gave me power, okay? They gave me power to suppress votes. They gave me power to enact a militia. And they gave me power to declare martial law. So what did you just do right away? I fucking
You in El Salvador, bro.
Motherfucker, I declared martial law so quick, and I fucking had everyone on lockdown. I ended up like, because the Faith Keepers grew pretty big at this point. They were like 1,500 strong now because more people had joined them because they just become so influential in the city, right? So I had all these Faith Keepers, and I fucking hired them to be like my bodyguards. So then I hired these Faith Keepers to be my bodyguards, and then we're out there beating the shit out of the fucking foragers. We're beating them up during the riots. We're setting my guards out there. I'm building prisons, Gunny. I'm building outdoor camps to keep these fuckers in because my prison isn't big enough. So we got to build camps to keep these fuckers in. All right, Gunny?
Keep them outside in the cold. I like it.
And then it was like, all right. And they said, all right, find somewhere to send the foragers because they don't want to live in your city anymore. They fucking hate you. They're rioting. And they said that they would rather live out somewhere else than live under your rule. So I'm like, okay. I send my scouts out. We find this fucking city that they can live in. It's all beat up and run down. And we're like, all right, fuck you. Go over there. And we start sending them over there. And we tell them, you have the choice to go over there on your fucking own, or we will fucking deport your ass over there. We will fucking arrest you and fucking put you in a camp, and we'll beat the shit out of you, and then we'll send you over there by force. And that's what we did, Gunny.
Nice.
And after a few grueling weeks of me arresting everyone in the city and questioning what their allegiance was, I deported all those dirty fucking people out of my city to their own city. And the crazy part is about their city is that you control their city when you send them there, and you can actually upgrade their city like for them. You can actually start building like housing districts. I didn't build nothing for them.
You were like, I'll build a wall. I ain't fucking gonna help them.
I said, fuck you. This is your city now. I am building shit for you. You have control of the city. I don't know how to do anything with it.
Fuck I assume also that you could trade resources. I'm assuming that. Is that correct? I haven't watched any gameplay advance.
When you keep it as your city, yes. But if you give them the control of it, it'll tell you like, if you hand control over to the fucking Outlanders or whatever the fuck they're called, the Frost people or whatever the fuck they're called, the Frontier people, what the fuck, the Outsiders. If you had control of those fuckers, they're not gonna trade with you at all. Like you're fucked. Like if you want anything out of this city, you better take it now while you can, or just give them control and say fuck it. And I said fuck it. I'm gonna give them the control, and yeah. I arrested everyone and sent everyone over there, and then that's when you beat the game. And the game made me feel all bad, right? Because the game was like, all right, it starts going through like, you know how Frostpunk 1 ended, right? Where like it tells you like, oh, you started off with just a little bit of people, and then you grew to this big city, and then but this many people died, and this many people were crushed by automatons, and this many kids died, and and all this crazy shit happened. Well, that's what it starts doing in this one too. It's like, you saved the city, but like you fucking pretty much made these people super racist, and you kicked out the other people completely, and you killed a lot of people.
This many, yeah.
Yeah, I exiled like 2,000 people from my city, dude. It's like you fucking murdered like fucking 500 of them in the process. I'm
you
like,
made Jesus feel great again.
hey man, listen. I saved the city, all right, Gunny. I did what I had to do. Listen, I'm the type of person you want as the steward when it comes to making these choices. Because I don't have a problem with 2,000 people dying as long as the city lives. Okay? We'll be okay. Okay. Listen, a population of 25,000 or whatever, 26,000. If 2,000 people leave, that's not a big deal, Gunny. We can live. You know, we have enough people.
I'm gonna call it a win. You know,
yeah, it was a win. It's a fucking win.
It's not, mayor of Springfield, Ohio.
Yeah, it's not like there was only like, oh, there's only 4,000 people in the city and you're sending away 2,000. Now who's gonna work? No, man, I had like a huge labor force. I had all these automatons working in my factories. Like I had an automaton army that would work instead of the people. So the machines were working and the people were just chilling at home being lazy. And yeah. But yeah, that still was not easy.
Coal furnaces, right? At least a little automaton will work in the frozen cold, you know, and not get sick.
Exactly. There was like no sick people in my city. Even though all those sick people came back from the winter home place, we healed them up pretty much like right away because my doctors were like using experimental fucking treatments on them and shit. We healed them. I mean, I'm just saying, my people lived, my city grew, and my city survived. All right, and I beat Frostpunk. Now I got to go back and beat it in the harder difficulties. But now I'm playing the Utopia mode, which is really cool because in this one, it's just like the campaign, but you really don't have like a set objective. Like the objective is to just kind of survive. So like you really just have to make sure you pass the correct laws and you're kind of keeping everyone happy. And so I'm kind of working on it. I think I'm doing pretty good so far. Maybe. I don't know. I predict my city eventually will run out of resources, and that's when the shit will hit the fan. But for right now, Gunny, we have extra food, extra coal,
nice,
extra materials. We're good for now. give us about 50 more weeks when we run out of coal, and then we'll see what happens.
Starts, right?
Yeah,
that's the uprising.
That's when the uprisings begin, and I have to beat everyone to submission. But yeah, man.
So how would you compare Frostpunk 1 and 2? Like 2 as far as fun, I don't know, the difficulty, gameplay.
I would say they're both difficult. The first one is not easy at all. I would say fucking hard as shit also, but
it can be, right? If you really have difficulty.
It was easier in a sense of like controlling the people. In this one, it's more like you have to get like in the first one, the main problem was the resources. Having to get resources and running out of them and figuring out the resources were the main problem, like food and coal and all that shit to power your generator. In this one, you can change or you can even upgrade your generator to accept coal and oil. So if you find an oil reserve somewhere, you can just start pumping oil, and now you have oil coming in that can also run your furnace or your generator. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so I think that's one thing I noticed about like even the first game with the generator. Yeah. Where it was very tricky. I was watching some streamers, and I'm sure you did the same thing in Frostpunk 1, where it's not like you run it at 100% the entire time. People need to be a little cold for that thing to really last, you know, because again, resources, you know, that's an issue, right? So you're probably knocking it down a little bit when it's not, you know, 30 below. That's hard to manage. I tried doing that in the first game because you can't run it 100%, and you can even kick it into overdrive. Which, okay, there's a specific time in Frostpunk 1 where, you might want to do, you know, overdrive or whatever they call it.
Yeah.
You know, when it hits the frost whiteout.
Yeah, same with this one. There's times where like a storm will hit or the whiteout hits or something, and you have to kick it into overdrive. So you have to kind of keep an eye on it. So like it'll be running overdrive, but then you're burning so much coal and oil like really fast, and like the less oil you have. If you don't have a surplus of oil, what ends up happening is the generator will still run, but it won't heat as many homes or as many districts. Whereas if you have a surplus of oil or a surplus of coal, like a positive, or even just balanced out at zero, it heats everything good. But if it's not balanced at zero, if it's at a negative balance, you can click on it and it'll tell you like negative balance, and it'll be like instead of heating like 100% of the houses, we're heating 70% of the houses, and we're heating 50% of the industrial district and 40% of the medical district and 40% of this other district. But what I like about Frostpunk 2 is the whole fucking council thing. It's like you have delegates on the council based on how big the population of each, uh, I guess, each group of people there is. You know what I mean? Because there's different factions in your city, and each of them have enough, like so many delegates. So some will have like 30 delegates, some will have 12, some will have 15, some will have 20, some will have 30 or whatever. And you have to kind of keep these people happy. But the ones that are hard to keep happy are the ones with lower delegates, like the ones that have 12, because they'll ask you to pass a law, but you're like, guys, you want me to pass this law, but only 12 of you have the vote. And I need 51 out of 100 votes for this to become a law. So now you have to kind of go in there and you can negotiate with the other factions. And some of them will negotiate with you, right? And some of them will be like, no, we refuse to negotiate because that's against our beliefs. But say you got like another group that has 30 votes, you can have negotiations with them and be like, hey, if you guys vote yes on this law, I'll give you whatever you want over here. And they'll have 3 options for you. It'll be like research this technology or build this building or give us more money or whatever, or praise us so we can get more people to join our faction. So there's different promises you make to different people. And then problem is though, you start making too many promises to people, Gunny, and you can't keep them all because the council, when they vote on a law, it goes into a recess, and the recess lasts for 10 weeks. And if you have a bunch of promises that you made that were like, oh, we're going to pass this law and this law and that law, we're going to pass 3 different laws. Well, the timers are going on those laws. As soon as you make the promise, the timer starts. If you don't pass a certain law, the people will remember that and they'll be like, hey, you fucking lied to us last time. You said you were going to pass that law and you didn't fucking do it. Fuck you. We're not helping you this time around. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
you can lose the trust of certain people or whatever, or you can gain the favor of some people. So like say you get the favor really high of like a certain group of people in your city, then they'll start doing favors for you. They'll be like, hey, we really, really believe in you and we like you as our leader. What do you want us to do for you? And you could be like, I need more guards, or I need more money, or I need you guys to go and recruit more people for your cause, or I need you guys to pull these protesters over here, like go do an anti-protest to their protests or whatever. So you can kind of like play the game that way. So there's like a political game going on there, but there's also like the whole managing of the resources and things too going on. And there's crime in the city, and the kids are running like crazy in the city because like in the beginning there's no school unless you research the schools and you pass a law saying all the kids must go to school. If you don't pass that fucking law, then guess what happens, Gunny? All the little 12-year-olds and shit, they all become like gang members and fucking join gangs based on their faction, and they start stabbing each other and shit, like in gang fights. And they're like, there was a huge gang fight over here and fucking 15 kids died or something. And it's like, oh fuck, what am I supposed to say about that? You know, like, oh shit. And now people start getting mad at you because they're like, hey, my fucking kid died because you didn't pass a law saying they must be in school or something. And then people start losing faith and trusting you or whatever.
Can't you
So
just send them all to work? Or I guess not all of them.
You can also send them to be apprentices or whatever and learn a trade. You can pass different types of laws. And sometimes you can even revoke a law. Say you pass the law in the beginning.
That's cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah, so say you passed a law in the beginning of the game that was for like the foragers or whatever. They wanted this law passed. So you passed it for them. But then later on in the game, the the faith keepers or whatever, they want a new law, and that law is going to replace the other law that you passed earlier. So you can go in and say, "All right, I'm going to pass this law now." The problem with the laws, though, is when you have two different laws that are trying to be passed or whatever, or they're trying to revoke each other, you can choose whichever one you want, but it'll say like what's kind of cool is that on each law when you highlight it, it'll have a meter on the side of it that says, for this law, there's 33 people voting yes, there's 25 people that are undecided, and there's 15 people like are going to say no. They're flat out. They said they're going to vote no. So then you can go into negotiations at that point and then say, all right, let's try to sway some of these people that are in the middle of like undecided
nice.
to try to get it past 51 or whatever. So yeah, you kind of see like the way the city leans or whatever based on the laws that you're trying to pass. Because some of them will be like flat out like everyone is going to refuse this law. Like people are like, no, you can't pass this fucking law or whatever. Like it's too crazy of a law. You're trying to pass a law that's too fucking nuts. No one wants this law. But like if you can try to negotiate with enough people, you might be able to. Even if it says a group is against the law, sometimes they'll be open to negotiate. And it'll be like, this group is against this law, but they're willing to negotiate with you if you're willing to like offer them something really fucking good, Gunny. Like, you're willing to give them a really good thing if they say yes to this. So then, yeah, you'll be able to get them to do it. But yeah, the game is cool, man. I love the aesthetics of it too. Everything looks like very colorful now. Whereas the old Frostpunk, everything was kind of like dark and gray and white, snow, death. This one, everything is kind of like colorful. Like once you get districts built, everything kind of like connects to the generator, and you can see all the power running through the city, and like little trains and like train systems going through the city, and kind of cool. It's cool little effects. If you zoom into the city, you can see them. Yeah, but it's a fun game, man. I really like Frostpunk too. I'm having a blast with that. I mean, I love the first one, so I of course thought that I was gonna like the second one, and I wasn't wrong. I really like the second.
I feel like that. It's funny because that when I was watching like some of the Dev Diary stuff, and for Frostpunk 2, and I was thinking like, talking about the council and all these different laws and stuff. And I was like, man, did Jesus reach out to the forums on these guys or something? Because this is like a Jesus game, Like compared to the first one, it was really light. It was you who made the laws. Like that was it, right? You just made a law, right? Like you clicked on it, you chose it, and it was written. Where this one is,
this one you have to persuade people to like vote for you or whatever.
Yeah, there was no council in the first one. No,
and in this one, like there's laws for like the city, there's laws for society, there's laws for it's called survival, and that's like the scouts laws. You can pass different scouting laws. So you can pass a law that says everyone in the city must contribute to helping the scouts in their expeditions. So that means there's more scouts now. Or you can pass a law that says only the best of the best of the best and the fittest people will be selected. They will be handpicked by the commander of the scouts, and they will be trained on being scouts, but it will only be the best of the best of the best. So you'll have less scouts, but they'll be really good scouts. You know what I mean? Or you can pass a law that says, no, everyone has to fucking scout. Everyone has to volunteer. Everyone has to go at some point. There's no choice. You can also pass a law on childbirth, Gunny. You can pass a law that says we want women who have children to stay at home with the babies and raise them. Or say, fuck it, no. When you have a baby, we're going to take that fucking baby and put it in a family in a care home, and that's where that baby's going to fucking grow up. Fuck you, Mom. He's not going to know your name.
In the factory, huh?
Yeah, Mom goes back to work the next fucking day, Gunny. Ain't no excuses.
Yeah,
all right?
That's brutal. That's harsh.
You can also pass a law that says we're going to marry the most fertile people. So, like, we decide who gets married. So, we're choosing you're going to get married to her because you and her are young and you can have a baby. And then you old people don't get married. You're fucked. You go to work. You go to work. You don't make babies. You shut up and go to work. You can also pass fighting laws. Like, you can build fighting arenas. You can build a prison. You can pass like medical laws where like you can create You can create like medical teams. You can create a hospital. You can create an experimental team for the hospital. You can create a EMS service, like a kind of like an ambulance service, so like they can kind of like treat people at home quicker instead of having to take them to the hospital. You know what I mean? You can, like I said, there's so many different laws. Like they thought of like almost everything, dude. Like there's laws for kids. Like fuck it, make the kids go to school, make the kids become apprentices, make the kids join an after school program, make the kids or like make the kids become part of the militia, your army or whatever for the steward. So you train them from little kids to be your soldiers. And when they get old enough, they become part of your militia. So you have all that shit. Like all these crazy ass laws that you can pass. But there's also laws that you can pass that are based on your stewardness. And these are laws that are like saying like, we give the steward the power to enact martial law. But to pass that law, instead of 51 votes, you got to have 67 votes out of 100. So you got to persuade more people to be on your side to be able to pass these crazier laws. But these give you more power, Gunny. So there's a law that says, you can enact martial law. You can recruit a militia. You can conscript people into your militia. You can build a prison. You can build a propaganda center. You can build there's like 6 things. And the last thing is you become the ruler of the city, like an emperor. Like no one goes against you at that point. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
you can,
nice.
You're
You're
you can
king,
straight up,
basically.
yeah, like you can straight up overrule the council. If you propose a law and the council says we want to pass this law, you can say, fuck you, council, I'm fucking overruling you, and we're not passing this law, or we are passing this law, no matter what you think. You know what I mean? So you like, but to get to that point, the city has to be like in a dire situation. Like I tried doing it in my game. I just said, your city is doing pretty good. Like, unless like there's a bunch of riots and people dying in the streets, the council will not have a vote on this law. Like they just refuse to do it. So I'm like, fuck, I need to get more crazy shit going on in my city. I need to get the people rioting, Gunny, okay? Yeah.
That's crazy, man. Get them up in arms and fucking man,
Yeah, dude.
that's cool. I'm excited to play more of this.
It's a fucking cool game, and I'm excited to see what they do with the DLC. The first game had pretty cool DLC. I hope they do a little bit better this time around. The one DLC I really liked in the first game was the one that was it was based before like the winter hit or whatever. You had to build the generator before.
Yeah, when you're like in England, like
like autumn or whatever.
You're already still in England somewhere, but
yeah, it's autumn falls or whatever. I think I think that's what it was called.
Yeah, sounds like familiar to that one.
Something with autumn, the last autumn or something like that.
I don't think I bought that one. I bought a different one.
I got them all because I ended up getting the deluxe edition for Frostpunk 1. And then I'm glad I got it for this one too, because of course it also comes with all the DLC or whatever that they plan to do for it. But yeah, that's kind of my review of Frostpunk 2, man. I really fucking like that game, dude. It was like Helldivers for me. Like I could play Frostpunk 2 all the time, all night long, dude, for hours and hours and hours, Gunny. And Gunny, you can now build like skyships, and these skyships can fly to different outposts in the Outlands. You can build outposts, and you can send a skyship, and the skyship will fly. It's like a big blimp, but like an old school looking blimp. It looks like a fucking like a Frostpunk blimp. I don't know. What do you describe Frostpunk as? Is that a style? What is that style, Gunny? What is it?
Cyberpunk? It's I don't know. Yeah,
Not cyberpunk. Remember, like the game The Order 1886. It's like that style. What the fuck is it? What's it called?
It's something punk. I forgot the name.
Steampunk, isn't it? Steampunk.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, like you think of like a big steampunk blimp, like with like spotlights on it and shit, Gunny. Like you know what I mean? Like think of The Order 1886, or like what's that game with Bioshock Infinite? Think of that.
Oh yeah.
Like old school, but like futuristic old school. Like old school, but like
yep.
Like old school, but mechanical. Everything is like mechanical. You got gears and shit, and like fucking gears turning and shit, Gunny, and steam coming out of shit. You know, cool. I like that aesthetic. That's a cool ass. I think more games need that aesthetic, that steampunk shit. All right, we need more games like that. I'm all for that style, man. It's a fucking cool style. All right. You know what game they need to remake? They need to remake The Order 1886. They need to make a sequel to that fucking game because that game was actually good, dude. And the whole like the lore of that game was fucking cool with the whole like these like monster hunter dudes that are like hunting werewolves and shit, and like that was cool as fuck.
Yeah.
That's such an old game.
I don't think I ever played it. Did that launch with PS4 or was that also on PS3?
No, it launched on PS4. It was like a launch day title thing or something. Like it was really early in the PS4 life. Remember that?
Yeah.
And then people were shitting on it because I think it's just because it was short. I mean, it was like 10 hours long or something, but it was a really good 10 hours, dude. It was really cool. Nowadays, everyone wants a 10-hour game. Everyone shits on the big games.
Yeah, that would be good. I wonder who made that game. They could probably, if they're still around, or if it's an internal studio.
I think it was a Sony studio that made it, but I don't know if they're around anymore. I think maybe Sony shut them down after that game. Oh shit.
Yeah, I'm sure it sold well.
No, it was the Santa Monica studio and Ready at Dawn. So yeah, there's still no. It says
that's the Santa Monica studio.
It says Ready at Dawn was shut down in August 7th of this year.
Oh, okay.
It had 20 employees at the time it was shut down.
Yeah, so that was the Victoria era London, where
Yeah,
man used advanced technology to battle powerful and ancient foe.
Like steampunk shit. Yeah, man.
Pretty much, that was steampunk.
It was cool, man. And like you had like the whole like the dude is related to like Val Helsing or whatever. Are you saying Val Helsing? Val Helsing?
Van Helsing?
Van Helsing. I thought it was Val. It's Van Helsing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, him. It was related to him or something. It was like his ancestor or some shit. It was cool, dude. Cool, man.
Yeah, and I think the game was only 5 hours, I think. Like a 5-hour campaign, I think. Just like story.
You know, I follow a guy on Instagram, Gunny. We're gonna go on a side tangent here, Gunny. All right, listen, another Jesus side tangent. Sorry for all the side tangents, Gunny, but this is the moment of a side tangent. I follow a guy on Instagram. I forget his fucking username, but this guy says he's a direct descendant of like some fucking monster hunter family. Okay, all right, Gunny.
I'm following you.
All right, he says his grandparents and like his great grandparents and like his great 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 grandparents and fucking ancient people in his family were like the Templars or some shit. But they were not just Templar people. They were like fucking monster hunter Templar people, dude. All right, and this guy runs around, dude, and he collects like crazy shit. Like he goes and finds like fucking demonic possessed books and like vampire books and crazy shit. And like he has books that have like old books, Gunny. Like I'm talking, these books look like they're like from the fucking 1700s or some shit, like old timey books, and they have like photos and like fucking scriptures in them, and like they have like descriptions of vampires and vampires that people killed and hunted, and like all these monsters and creatures that they hunted. It's fucking nuts. I never thought that was an actual thing, but it's a real thing, dude. Like, people did that shit. Like, there was a group of people back in the day, Gunny, that ran around, and they were, like, professional monster hunter people. They were, like the fucking Witcher, dude. Like, hey, bro, you guys got a werewolf problem in this town? Well, I'm here to fucking solve it, all right? I'm here, Gunny.
That would be, Send me that Instagram link. I have it here on my iPad.
It's like, and then sometimes he'll show like a book, right? And he'll be like, all right, this book is said to be cursed by the fucking vampire of whatever the fuck, Dracula's fucking nephew or something. And then he's like, this photo, and then it'll give you a warning, and it'll be like, warning, the following photo is said to be cursed. If you look at it, you are said to die like in a fucking year. And then he'll show the photo, and it'll be like a photo of like a normal looking lady. And you're like, who the fuck is that? And it's like, this lady was the fucking crazy vampire fucking killer, and she's said to have killed like 300 sailors or some shit. And you're like, what the fuck? What the fuck? Looks like a normal person. I don't know, man. It's like a wild thing to like follow. Dude, I've been all on this dude's Instagram, man. and he has like all these like demonic shit at his house. Like he's like this cage right here keeps a demon inside of it. If I open it up, the demon so and so will come out. It's like, why the fuck do you have that at your house? Why isn't that like not at the fucking Vatican in some fucking dungeon? You know, like in the bottom,
or like in a safe deposit box at the bank. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, why is it sit in your house, bro? Like, why is it not? Like, why is it not the Vatican locked up in some secret fucking vault on the bottom of that shit? Okay, in some fucking catacomb somewhere. So like, it's fucking nuts, Gunny. I don't know, dude, but like, yeah, this dude says he's like a direct descendant of like some Van Helsing fucking people. I don't know. Oh man, his family were monster hunters, Gunny. I don't know, man. I thought it was all bullshit. So I started watching this guy's videos and all his posts, and the shit, like, I don't know, man. I don't know if to believe it or not, but the shit is crazy. I'm like, this is fucking nuts. And he says that there's still vampires to this day, Gunny, running around the planet, and that there's dedicated vampire hunters and shit right now that run around the planet fucking hunting them.
We probably have witchers too. Right?
Yeah, that's
me.
That's kind of what they are. They're like witchers, but like modern day witchers
and witchers.
Running around with like fucking AKs and shit, hunting fucking witches and vampires.
I know.
Out of Afghanistan in some fucking mountain somewhere. I don't know, man. Like the shit is weird, dude. I'm just saying. I don't know. I don't believe that there's really vampires and shit out there, but this guy totally fucking does. And if you watch his Instagram, he might make you believe that he also has like that shit's real. I don't know, man. Like there's some crazy shit on the internet. That was some of the crazy shit I've ever seen. Yeah, Gunny, that's my life. I get on Instagram and follow some weird ass people, dude. There's a lot of people on there doing crazy shit.
You know, there's always like people like, you know, coming up missing, right? Like, where did they go? Yeah. You know, what happened to them?
The fucking vampires, Gunny, and what was the other one? The skinwalkers in Utah or whatever, like in Nevada and Utah and like Texas and Arizona, the fucking skinwalkers that are out there. That shit apparently is real. I don't fucking know if it is, but it is what it is, man.
There might be Bigfoot as well. But now that we got drones, you know, I really want to see a picture of Bigfoot.
Yeah, same. Anyways, all right, Gunny. What about you? What have you been playing?
Well, besides driving up to Oregon and Washington and stuff last week, too bad. Fortunately, I didn't get to meet you. It was just a lot of driving up and back and forth. But yeah. So you know, again, back to the PC here and over on Xbox. But yeah, I'll go to Frostpunk 2 first. So I fired that up because you were playing it last night, and so I didn't watch any videos, Jesus. I just went ahead and went in it blind. And I was having a heck of a time of like, you know, just trying to follow the tutorial, you know, because it's nothing like the first one as far as, you know, what you're placing down. And so again, starting off the prologue, I did go baby mode, but I think I did like increase, like, I'm trying to think of what I increased. It might have been the weather, like, you know, just kind of went up a notch on that one. And so, yeah, I went in there and, you know, of course, it kind of gives you on the left side of the screen, it kind of tells you like, you know, put this down for, you know, the construction thing and, you know, make 2 housing districts, you know, shit like that, right? It's pretty simple. So that I'm doing that. And it's like, I get to that point where it says like, oh, hey, you're running out of resources, but also we need you to start, you know, gathering food, right? And I'm like, okay, I know where the food is and, you know, what I need to do to, what do they call it? Frost break? Is that what they call it? Like where you're taking those machines, right? You got to get, you can't just walk over there, right? You have to break the ice first.
Yeah.
And so there's that. And then like, I got the 2 food things unlocked, Jesus. I got them unlocked. I got them collecting food. And I'm trying to think of it. I believe it said you have to collect 80,000, you know, food.
Yeah.
That's what it was. And then I look over and I'm looking at my thing where it says like, where I'm like, I think it was like at like 17,000. I'm like, the fuck? I see the counter going up and I'm watching for when the whiteout blizzard comes.
But it also tells you like you'll have 80,000 in so many weeks and like 500 weeks or like 50 weeks or whatever. Yeah.
Right. It was really a short amount of time as I'm watching that go up. So then, yeah, and I feel like I was like, oh no, I'm not going to make this. I finally made it over to the third place where you can get food, and I get that unlocked. I put down the food gathering, and I'm like, oh hell no, this is not going to work. So, and of course, I didn't, right? Like it failed. It said, nope, you failed to meet, the goal or whatever. Bye bye.
Yeah.
So, but now I watch the videos. I'm like, oh, okay, I see what I need to do, because I kind of screwed around in the beginning. I could not, for the life of me, Jesus, figure out how to break the ice. I was like, what the hell am I supposed to do here? This is not like the first game. My son, he said he returned it. He said it's not for him. It's not like the first one, where like in the first one, everything is kind of in that bullseye, right? Like in a grid of built individual homes, where this one is not like that. So it's a little bit different. It's like you said, it's got the council and so right. I kind of like it though, because I don't want it to be exactly like the first one. I'd be bored quickly. So, but yeah, I'm looking forward to unlocking more, getting to the council part of things, making laws, and along with gathering shit. And so one thing I was going to mention also, like where it's like, oh, somebody died or whatever, and then you kind of click on the screen, and then it's like where you're kind of building through like the oil pit or whatever. Like you're kind of put like a construction site around it, right? The construction things. And it said, we've lowered his body down into the oil, into the blackness, because that's where we came from, right? like we just dump people down in the oil pits. I know. I guess that's how we do it.
Well, you can pass a law, Gunny. You can pass a law that has like ceremonial funerals, or you can have a law that says we're gonna harvest your body for all the good parts and use it to heal people.
There you go. I'll be a donor. Why not?
Yeah.
So I didn't even make it to the freaking laws part of it. So, but I will definitely do that this week. But yeah, other than that, a lot of Satisfactory I played, because it's 1.0, and so that came out, I guess, about a week ago. And you might ask, well, what's the 1.0? Like, it's just a more optimized version of it, really. So I haven't felt like I'm trying to think of what they've added. I don't have a list in front of me, but yeah, nothing that I can think of. It all seems to be all the same stuff, because I'm still early on in like tier 1, building the space elevator. And I will point this out, because I've been going over this with Ghost Nico. And so, because I believe as it stands right now, 1.0, I don't think there's any mods to it. But one thing they did add prior to 1.0 is where, you could do a god mode, or you could fly, or, unlock all tiers, or everything in the shop or whatever, where I'm like, okay, the only thing that I really want to do is just do the flying mode, because man, one thing I can't stand, like trying to build something, from the ground, or, like Minecraft, right? Like, okay, I got to build up blocks and then try and build this machine, or, construct whatever I'm trying to do. And it's like, no, fuck that. Let me just be over the top of it, So it feels like more of a top-down view game to me for the most part. So, and I'm enjoying the hell out of it. It's like, that's how I want to play. And if I don't get any achievements, whatever. So it's fine. I assume they reset those as well. So, because I did watch the dev diary while I was on vacation, and they were talking about, this game eventually coming to consoles. So, which will be awesome. I think it'll sell a fuck ton of copies for, probably for the current gen, for Xbox S and PS5 and PS5 Pro. So I'm sure it'll look great on that system. But so far I haven't had any crashes or anything playing. But one thing that does keep happening, Jesus, and I believe it's only with this game so far, is where the screen flickers. Like It goes out for like 1 or 2 seconds and then it comes back. So it definitely seems like it's a driver's issue, right? But it's not. My drivers are up to date. It does talk about anti-aliasing. Yeah. And I don't know. I put it down the low and made sure it was in full screen, but it still continues to do it at least every 10 minutes or so, where it will flicker. My monitor kind of turns off and on, and it might do it 3 times in a row, or just once, or I don't know. I'll figure it out. It recommended doing VSync, which I did turn that on. So, but I don't think that's working, because even though with VSync on, I still get 163 FPS. So, yeah. I don't know. It's a slight annoyance, but yeah, I'll just continue to play more of that, which I've already put 1,000 hours into that game. But I did get a chance to play some Star Wars Outlaws, not much, because then I went right on vacation and drove up to Washington, and Canada. So yeah, I'm not even just barely in the beginning of that game, and yeah, it looks great playing that on the Series X. And what else? Jedi Survivor. I downloaded that for the PC. Man, that looks amazing.
Yeah, that game was fun. No, not Jedi Survivor. The other one, Outlaws. I've been playing a little bit of that too. That game is good.
Yeah. So yeah, I definitely want to get into more Outlaws and play some more Jedi Survivor. So, but yeah, that's pretty much all I played. Oh, Warhammer 40K, Space Marine 2. That's a game I think you should get. Jesus, it reminds me of like it's a good Gears of War. I'll just say it's like a Gears of War campaign. You know, a little bit, maybe not top notch like Gears 2, but yeah, still good. So it can be played co-op. Story mode. There's another kind of survivor kind of style mode, which is probably more horde like, but you can play the whole story with co-op, which is pretty cool. I think it's 3 players, so it reminds me a little bit of Outriders, and the game looks amazing. I love the steampunk vibe to it that it's got. So yeah, I definitely recommend some Space Warhammer, Space Marines. Hell yeah!
I've been looking at that game, and I kind of want it. Looks cool.
I think it would be good. Definitely play it co-op. So recommend it. Like, you got to play like the prologue first by yourself, and then it opens up to PvE. So pretty cool. Yeah, I haven't played any horde mode either, so I do want to check that out as well. I don't think you can play that single player. I could be wrong. So, but you figure like there's a lot of other Warhammer games that are even like in the first person. So they've definitely refined it. Like, I think they did an amazing job making this campaign. So you're just fighting bugs, Jesus. Fighting a lot of bugs, little creatures. So pretty nice. So yeah, I don't think I'm playing on the baby mode. I think I'm playing on the next step up, which is freaking a little hard for me. I keep dying, so I might knock it down to baby mode. I don't know. No, I'm going to keep it there. I'm going to keep going. I have not put it down in difficulty. But yeah, that's all I've been playing. So I was out most of my vacation, out on the road.
Yeah, during the last one, I ended up going to San Francisco and stuff, right? I didn't get to meet up with you, but I wish I could have. But
yeah,
it was cool, man.
Yeah, we talked about that because it was like you came on Thursday, and I'm like, dude, like by the time I get home on Thursday, it's time to go to work. You know, I got to get up super early on Friday. Yeah. Same thing with coming up to see you, where it was like, you know, I stayed near you at the hotel, like, but I'm only there for like 12 hours, you know. Same thing when I returned back to Oregon. I'm just there for 12 hours, you know.
Yeah.
So just sleep and get up and then keep driving back. But it was nice. I went up to see my wife's cousin. My wife has her cousins up there in Surrey, which is just across the border in Washington. And we stayed there 2 days, came back to Bellingham, Washington for 2 days. And no, we don't know anybody in Bellingham. It was just kind of random. Like we had already planned that, like, we'll just stay here on the map, you know? And you could even just drive back into Canada. Like, it only took 45 minutes to get to Surrey. And I did go to downtown Vancouver once or twice. Went to a park. It was pretty cool. And then just Vancouver. I don't know why Surrey stopped talking to me. So that was cool. Like, yeah, it was just a lot of driving. And then I drove down to Washington, and why I couldn't see you, Jesus. We drove down to a place called Silverdale, and it was really nice. It was a nice area, like I would say northwest of Tacoma, and that was cool. I don't know if you've ever driven up there or not, but I mean, I'll say this: like, when I compare it to, like, you know, a California thing, like Oregon and Washington, very green, very wooded, like very woodsy. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't expect that. Like, I was thinking California, where I live, like, we don't have that many trees, you know, or it's very dry, you know? Yeah. So, you know, everything's like, what color am I thinking of? Just fucking dry color, you know? Wow. Or I come up to you guys and I'm like, why am I using my windshield wipers, you know? Like, it's like rainy and overcast, and not the whole time, but yeah, that was fun.
I love the weather up here, man. The Pacific Northwest is awesome. I fucking love it.
Oh, what an interesting thing, Jesus. I'll say this on the show, like, because I renewed my passport, but then some people were saying, like, well, you don't really need it. You could just use your driver's license because it's Canada and they're the friend of the U.S. I'm like, okay. I tried Googling it. Like, it didn't give like, specifics, but no. So when you first get to the border in Canada, let's say it's your first time, like driving through, right? You could have taken a plane there 20 times. It doesn't matter. So the first thing they do is you come up and he's like, all right, go park over there. The dog needs to sniff for drugs, right? And get into your car and all this shit. But you get out of the car. You're not allowed to be in the car.
Yeah.
You have to give your keys to the guard inside, and then they run a background check on you is what they do. I knew that was going to happen. Basically, like, are you a criminal? And they ask you all kinds of shit like, are you running drugs? What are you doing here? How long are you going to stay here? What do you do for a living? Just all this weird shit, right? So, and then like, but I know like even if you have like a DUI or whatever, I don't know how long ago you had to have it. Like they won't let you, as a driver come in or whatever. So, but yeah, one of the interesting is no, you do not need a passport. So if you have every state has this, Jesus, right? Like here it's California Real ID, right? And I know that other states have the same exact thing, right? If you choose to get one of those, because you're going to need one eventually in
fly, right?
Right. I don't know what year that happens. I think it's next year.
I think it's next year because they were originally doing it in 2023 or 2022, but they said that they extended it till 2025 because of COVID.
Oh, that's right. That's what it was. So yeah, no, all I needed was a driver's license to get in. No passport required. And then the other thing is if you were a permanent green card holder, like a, immigrant came in, but now you're permanent. Nope. No passport required. You can go back and forth. So, which is cool. I was like, nice to know. Like, if you don't have a passport, you don't have to get one. So as long as you've got your enhanced driver's license, you can just drive on through. And then, so on that third day, Jesus, when we came through, it was cool. Like we came up and I'm like, I was here 2 days ago, like we're just here to see family for one more day or whatever. And he's like, okay, bye. Like it was that fast, Yeah. Like there was no, and then when you come back, and then you show the passports or whatever, or driver's license, whichever you choose. And then he's like, all right, cool. You're in. Goodbye. See ya. And then, like super quick. Yeah. Like
nice.
Yeah. I think, I don't know. They might ask some questions or whatever. Like, well, you're bringing anything back or food or gifts or, drugs. I don't fucking know what they ask, So, but yeah, I definitely saw like it was like in San Isidro. If you've ever been down through San Diego, they had the dog out there and, sniffing all the cars and stuff. So yeah, that was fun though. Yeah, we had a blast up there. So good times. But I will say this also, like even Bellingham, like it was cool. Like went downtown, went to some breweries, went to some restaurants. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. Cool, man. So
nice.
But yeah, that's what I've been playing and what I've been doing and where I've been driving.
No. Well, me, I guess it's time for news. I don't know. Mayo's been driving too. I think he went to Virginia or something. I don't know.
He didn't say that.
I don't know.
What the hell?
Is everything so close in Ohio? Like, Ohio's, from what I'm hearing, Ohio is pretty shitty. I mean, why else would kids say something is Ohio to say something is bad? Like, that's Ohio. That's bad. That's hell. That's not good. So I think Ohio has to be pretty bad. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how Mayo lives there, dude. I don't know.
I'm sure there's some cities that are good and some that are terrible. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Wonder what kind of. Yeah, I do wonder. Right? Didn't he get his car broken into? The hell, man! Town's going to hell.
Someone's busted his window open or something. Some crazy shit like that the other day. Yeah, that sucks. Oh wow.
Yep, they're eating the pets. Yeah,
and the dogs and the cats. All right. Well, big news. Big news. Big news. PlayStation 5 Pro is coming, Gunny.
Oh, right. Didn't talk about the Pro.
You excited?
I'm excited. You know what? I might just be a PS5. I'll get one of those Pros, bro. Turn in my PS4.
So $100, Gunny. The one that I like a lot is the 30th anniversary edition one. It's fucking
I didn't get a chance to really see that one. That was announced like 3 or 4 days later.
Yeah, the gray.
Which was weird that they did that 4 days later.
Nice. It looks really nice. PS5 Pro pre-orders become live September 26th to individuals with PSN accounts, and $700.
Are you gonna get one?
Launches November 7th. I don't think so, man. Don't. That video with Mark Cerny was the most boring fucking 5 minutes I've ever seen anyone reveal a console. I mean, I'm glad it was just about games and shit. Like, it wasn't like stupid Xbox. TV, fucking TV. Like, I'm glad it wasn't that.
Yeah.
But it was also like, wow, okay, now we're going to show you The Last of Us 2 running on PS5 and PS5 Pro. Look at the difference. Just look at the difference. It was so fucking. I was like, I can't even tell the difference. I don't know what the fuck I'm watching. That shit does not look different to me. It looks the fucking same. What the fuck are you talking about, Mark Cerny? I don't fucking get it, dude. He's like, look at it running at 30 frames on the PS5. Look at it running at 60 frames on the PS5 Pro.
Yeah, on your 24 FPS phone, right?
Yeah, just look at it, Gunny. Just look at it. It looks so much better and so much smoother. And the PS5 Pro can deliver so much more ray tracing power. It's like, dude, this was so. It literally put me to fucking sleep. I was like, this is fucking lame, man. I'm bored. I don't care. Tell me the price and what the power is. I want to know the teraflops. All right, how big of a teraflop are we talking here? And what's the price? And the price was fucking expensive. $700, dude. It's a lot of fucking money for a console. I don't know how well it's gonna sell.
So I understand. Okay, first of all, I understand this is not like, I don't think they plan on like this being their best selling console. And when you really look into it, it's so $100 of those dollars is the terabyte, the extra terabyte. So it is a 2 terabyte system. Yeah. And I mean, this is for the serious gamer here, right? Because the next $100, right, which is so that the bigger CPU and the ray tracing, right? So you got to look at that. I guess if I look at it from my view and I think, okay, that ray tracing, better CPU, like I understand, like maybe, their first party games are definitely going to be, 60 frames or whatever. I don't know, like I can't think of any examples, like not Alan Wake 2. I don't know. Somebody was talking about it. Cyberpunk or whatever these other games are that are currently 30 on the PS5, right? Like, if they choose to, right? It's kind of like what Phil Spencer was talking about, with X and S, right? Like, if that's what they want to do, they can do it if they want to. You know what I mean? Because other games are just going to be standard, right? You're going to be able to play your games, at 30 on the Pro. I don't know. I don't think anybody's going to care, right?
No.
At some point. So you're either going to buy it or not. So I don't know.
They also did announce that with this being a $699 console for the PS5 Pro, that PlayStation will start selling straight from the PlayStation headquarters refurbished PlayStation 5s. These are certified refurbished. The digital edition will cost you $350. That's a pretty good price. Now, if you want a PS5 on the cheap and you want to just get a refurbished one from Sony,
that's good.
$350 is a really good price.
Right, because that's your trade-in value at GameStop, right? They're going to buy it from you for $350 and sell it to the consumer at $469,
Yeah, and GameStop, do they even fucking check their consoles? Half the time people say they buy shit, it's like all dusty and shit don't work. Listen, ray tracing upgrades will allow the rays to be cast at double and at times triple, Gunny, the speeds of the current PS5 console, okay? Double and triple the time of the ray tracing on the current console. And the PlayStation Spectral Super Resolution Tech is an AI-driven upscaling that uses machine learning-based tech to provide a stronger, super sharp image clarity by adding more details. The Pisser technology. That's the abbreviation. The Pisser.
The Pisser, okay.
The Pisser. That's what it is. It's PSSR, bro. It's the Pisser Tech. The Pisser Tech is all up in that PS5 Pro. All right, we got it up in there. The Pisser Tech is coming. We're ready for it. We've been waiting for the Pisser Tech. And the 30th anniversary edition, I think this is a limited edition PS5. Limited edition, Gunny. Are you listening?
I'm ready.
All right. Pre-orders for this begin September 26th, and they will be released November 21st. The PS5 Pro bundle is likely the most limited edition, with only 12,300 units available worldwide. The bundle comes with the PS5 Pro itself. It does come with a vertical stand, a charging station for your DualSense controllers, and the DualSense Edge controller, and a case for the controller, all in the classic PlayStation style of gray. It also comes with an original PlayStation controller style cable connector, 4 cable ties styled after the sacred symbols, and a sticker, poster, and a paper clip. Wow.
Oh, it comes with the paper clip. Nice.
Yeah, it comes with it. I always,
Hell
every
yeah.
time I bought a console in the last fucking 30 years of my life, I've always wondered, where's my paper clip?
Yeah.
Every time, man. Like,
that's going on Twitter or X. I'm putting that on the X.
PS1.
There's my paper clip.
Where's
the gray paper clip?
Xbox One, Xbox Original, Xbox 360, Xbox 360 Slim, Xbox 360 Elite, all that shit. I mean, I was like, where's my paper clip? No paper clip. I was fucking confused. But Sony listened, okay? And they're like, look, these guys want the paper clips, and we're going to put them in there, okay? We don't care how much it costs. The paper clip is going in, okay? It's fucking going in there, Gunny. All right.
Money on that paper clip, let me tell you.
That's right. All right. All right. The other console available is a PlayStation 5 Slim Digital Edition, but it does come with the matching disc drive cover for those wanting to use disc on the retro theme console. But you still need to buy a disc drive separately. It also comes with the regular DualSense controller, vertical stand, and the original PlayStation controller style connector, and all that stuff, and even the paperclip. Sony did not show a price for any of these items in the collection. But if you just want the controller, you can buy it separately alongside the DualSense Edge. Pre-orders will be available through the PlayStation Direct on September 26th. You must have a PlayStation Network account to do it, according to the PlayStation blog. Participating retailers will also offer pre-orders for the DualSense controller on September 26th and the PS5 Digital Edition on October 10th. So there's all that. That's all that, Gunny. It's coming. We don't know the price. What do you think the price of the limited edition one is going to be? I said $900.
Yeah. No, probably not. Maybe $800.
$850.
$840. Yeah. $849.
$849.99. Yep. That's the price. It comes with the stand, bro. The other one don't come with the stand. The regular Pro don't come with the stand.
Yeah, and I saw some of those disc drives for the PS5 Pro were like, some of the scalpers were already trying to sell it for $10,000. That's probably on eBay where that article I read.
You don't have to buy like a special one. It's just a regular disc drive. You can just buy one for $80 anywhere. It sells them. And yeah. Apparently people are saying that Sony is saying that the sales of the fucking disc drive have increased though.
Oh yeah,
after they announced,
going through the roof, yeah.
After they announced this fucking PS5 Pro thing. So yeah, people are gonna be buying them disc drives. Yeah.
Yeah, that was one of the controversies. Like, oh, they're gonna sell the Pro, but not without a disc drive. What will I ever do? I'm like, I don't know. How are you gonna play Conquer 2 now? Like, I don't know, buddy.
Everybody go buy a disc drive. Go buy it right now. They're going to be like gold.
Yeah, I would say buy it. And then I think Destin Legary was talking about, like, he made a good point. Like let's say, I don't know. I'm trying to think of a good situation where, yeah, you definitely want the Pro, like assuming that you could actually get one, right? Or like you better, he said, you better turn your Pro or your regular PS5 in now, because if you don't, come November, like the value of that PS5 trade-in is going to be, $100 less than what you're going to get.
Yeah.
So I think, like I talked about, GameStop $350, right? Like shit, they're probably going to give you fucking $275 or some bullshit, like towards in-store credit. But I'm not an early adopter on some things, right? Where I'm always like, you know what? I'll just wait. That's how I got the PS4 Pro. I just waited, for that thing to go down in price, and then traded in the old trash box one, which was the VCR style for this thing. Once I got the the 1X or whatever. So yeah, but yeah.
All right, move on to the more news. Here's some sad news. You all know her, Skyrim Grandma.
Oh yeah, I haven't seen her in a while.
Well, you won't see her very much longer. Skyrim Grandma, who is 88 years old, is now retiring from making gameplay videos. Almost anyone can become a star in the age of social media, Gunny, but few have had reach of Shirley Curry, who is aka Skyrim Grandma, who at 88 years old may be the world's oldest video game streamer. She's also amassed a 1.29 million subscribers on her YouTube page, but now after 9 years of making Skyrim gameplay videos, she's bringing that part of her life to a close. She made the announcement in a newly released video where she explained why she's hanging up her controller. She said, quote, "I'm just doing it for fun and it isn't fun anymore. I'm tired of it. I'm bored with it. I'm bored to death with it. So I'm making the decision now. Totally, finally, I'm not going to be making any more game videos and uploading them." Well,
yeah, I would. Right, I'm sure it's not the Skyrim thing. Like, I'm sure she's plays other games or could, but I don't know. Like, you're fucking 88. She's probably got a good retirement.
well, it's probably just making money off YouTube.
Maybe she wants to go play more bingo with the other ladies, the other
Yeah,
seniors.
she wants to go hang out, do the live life, go meet another gentleman or something. Interesting or not, I don't know.
Don't know about that, but
You never know, man. She wants to go live it up, go get a new
maybe she met a
boyfriend or
sugar
something.
daddy, and then he's like, "I got money. I'm gonna take you. We're gonna travel.
You don't need that Skyrim money.
Video games are for fucking kids. You're too old."
Who knows? But yeah, she's retiring. She's done, Gunny. All right, so I guess I'm assuming her YouTube channel will stay up so you can watch the old videos. But yeah. In other news, come on, some more news. Bum, 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 bum. All right, we got some news here. Over 37 users simultaneously. It's the new activity record on Steam. That's right. Actually, no. Now it's a new number, Gunny. Over 38 million on Valve's platform, which attracted the highest number of players in its history. Yeah.
Yeah, it's growing.
As of September 23rd, 38,367,277 people were on Steam playing. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's nuts, man.
Yeah.
So it talked about here, the first one of the launches, Black Myth Wukong, which attracted an absurd amount of players. Historically, only PUBG can boost better numbers. Another game here, Counter-Strike 2, obviously, Baldur's Gate 3, Pal World, Dota 2, and Cyberpunk 2077.
Yep, I'm surprised.
So again, all these games like that are on console, I don't know why like these are like the ones that, historically people have been playing on PC on Steam.
I can't believe people play Counter-Strike so much, dude. Like, I have it and I've played it every once in a while, but like it's okay. I don't know. I guess
I don't think I've ever played it. I don't think I've ever played the first one even. Like,
if you have nothing better to play, I guess. Like, if you want something free that's a shooter that's always people online, that's the game to have on PC, I guess.
I already knew when they were talking about like, the auction online and trading things and whatever, actually making cash money. And I was like, nah, I don't want no part of that. I don't want no part of that. Or, and I've seen those streamers, Jesus, like, people are really good at this game, right? And those matches are really fast. And I'm like, that's too quick for me. I'm more like, fine, I'll play an Overwatch style type game, but not a Counter-Strike. Jesus, before you go on to the next article, there's something that I wanted to bring up. I didn't even know this was a thing until earlier this week when TwitchCon was going on down in San Diego. And this is Escape from Tarkov, right? This is Battlestar Games. And so they came out with their arena mode, which I believe is a standalone. So that was free to play this weekend. Did you see any of that? Did you hear about this at all?
No.
It seemed pretty cool. Like, I watched it and I thought, man, this is like a little bit of a, Call of Duty style type thing. So yeah, I'm just going to read it off here real quick. It says they've announced their Escape from Tarkov arena will be free to play for this upcoming weekend over at TwitchCon. So the free weekend is the first for the game since it launched late last year and will allow everyone with a beefy enough PC to play the game as much as they want for free over the coming days. So obviously that already ended. But I just want to get the word out there for people that didn't know, like it wasn't this. Now they have something more than an extraction shooter out there.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just saw the one map. It was like this map with trains in it, and I thought that looks cool. Like, but I didn't notice like I was in a team of 3 or 4. But yeah, again with the no icons, you just kind of had like a blue bandana, on your arm. Like, just don't shoot your other teammates. So, and I can't remember the HUD. I'm sure that was different. I just saw like I'm just reloading, weapons or whatever. But yeah, no crosshairs or anything. Like, I didn't see these scopes, but I didn't watch a whole lot of it. So, but I thought that's cool. Like if it's just like, standalone besides the full game. But yeah, that's one game I really enjoy watching.
All right. Well, another news, Gunny. All right. Microsoft is turning to nuclear power to run its data centers. That's right. They've now commissioned to restarting the infamous 3 Mile Island station. This is the site of the worst commercial nuclear accident in U.S. history. All right. Okay. So it says here that people are saying that one of the biggest trends in the tech field is how much big companies' data centers have been expanding as the internet service become more and more part of our commercial and personal lives. These power-hungry servers and databases were already becoming a drain on the electrical grid, but the explosion of AI has now compounded the problem, with estimates that data centers in the United States will suck as much as 35 gigawatts of electricity by 2030. That's almost twice the amount that they're using in 2022. That might not seem like much, but that would equate to about a 9% of the projected average power draw of the entire United States in the year 2030, Gunny. Since a lot of energy and environmental planning is based on estimated power consumption, a lot of sums will need to be redone. Worse, the current policy in many parts of the developed world relies heavily on conversion to renewable resources like wind and solar, which are intermittent, while these data centers must run 24/7 without ever stopping. To maintain a reliable base power for these centers, the biggest tech companies are now looking to nuclear power to provide them with the electricity and near zero carbon emissions. U.S. companies like Amazon are locating new centers next to nuclear power stations, and Sweden is considering installing modular reactors so tech customers can get uninterrupted AI images all at once, like no matter what. You can always get it, Connie, okay? On the other hand, Microsoft struck a deal with Constellation to draw power from what was once the 3 Mile Island nuclear generating station on the Susquehanna River in Londonderry Township near Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, and it's now the Crane Clean Energy Center. But it says here, if you didn't know, Gunny, there's a whole thing on Netflix about this shit, or on HBO, or on something. I know I watched it. But on March 28, 1979, the reactor at 3 Mile Unit 2 suffered a core meltdown, Gunny. Core meltdown. Due to a strange combination of mechanical failures and human errors that resulted in the reactor being severely damaged and a radioactive water and iodine being released due to a failure of the pressurized water cooling system. Though there was no casualties, and long-range studies were never able to confirm a casual rise in cancer in the area, 3 Mile Island was the worst U.S. commercial nuclear accident and arguably the third worst in the world after later Chernobyl and Fukushima incidents. However, the impact of the disaster was swift. It brought to question of the reactor safety to the fore and became the focus for environmentalists and anti-nuclear pressure groups. The rest was pretty much the U.S. stopped using commercial nuclear power, and many European countries did as well until very recently. But it says here, contrary to popular belief, 3 Mile Island was not completely shut down after this accident. The Unit 1 reactor continued operation until 2019, when it was decommissioned for economic reasons. Under the new Microsoft agreement, the restart will be the first ever for an American reactor after they've been shut down for good. All right? But it's not going to be just like, all right, guys, all right, we got the money. Phil Spencer is not going to walk up in there, Gunny, okay? Listen. They're not going to just send Phil Spencer over there to walk in there and turn it on, okay? Him and Nadella are not going to just go over there on their private jet. They're going to land on 3 Mile Island on the road, and then they're gonna walk in there and they're gonna turn on the generator. We're turning this bitch back on. This is ours now. We're gonna run it.
They're all going to be wearing those powered yellow fucking environmental suits, right?
Yeah.
Fallout to the Fallout. You guys can play Fallout again. We're good.
All right, we're gonna Fallout IRL now on this island. Yeah. All right, listen, Gunny. They said that there has to be work to be done to refurbish the turbine. They have to refurbish the generator. They have to refurbish the main power transformer and the coolant and control systems. And then they have to pass the U.S. Nuclear Regulatory Commission. Like, they have to go through them to get, like, approval to turn it back on.
That's some hurdles. I know it was like 1.5 billion for the refurbishing, but I'm sure it's going to be for that power company, whatever that power company's called.
Worth it for them, dude. Because I mean, think about it. If you can have the fucking nuclear power plant powering all your shit as Microsoft, that's a big win, dude. That's a huge win.
How long does it last? Right? Like, is it 50 years?
Forever. 50
years until it again. Damn it, Jesus! It might melt down. Until it fucking melts down, it stops working.
Listen, it'll melt down in like 200 years. We're gonna be dead, Gunny. It'll melt down. It won't matter. We're gonna be dead. It's gonna melt down like in 200 years. We don't worry about that. Listen, we just have infinite power now, Gunny. Infinite power now. That's all that matters. All right, listen. If Frostpunk gave me the option to start a nuclear reactor, I would. All right, I would.
Would you live next to it? That's the question.
Yeah, I would.
Would you live across from 3 Mile Island?
No.
Right, me neither. Yeah, I would neither.
Hey, man, no, but honestly, nuclear energy is really clean compared to like coal energy or whatever the fuck we use now, which is mostly coal, right? Coal power energy or whatever. We fucking burn coal.
Probably natural gas. We use a lot of that, I'm sure.
We use that. We use coal as well. We like incinerate trash and shit and use that as energy. Well, it's not clean, Gunny. Listen. Radiation, nuclear energy. It's clean, Gunny. It's clean.
I mean, that's what they use for like their battleships. I've even seen private
submarines use that shit.
Not like Carnival or anything, but I've seen them use nuclear power for their vessels.
Yeah, you ever see that video with there was some company, I think it was GM or something. They said there's going to be nuclear powered cars in the future.
Yeah, there'll be some crazy accidents, huh?
They're like cool as fuck, dude. Crazy accidents or some crazy explosions and shit going on. Fucking radiation everywhere because of all these car accidents. The fucking nuclear powered cars. But think about it, man. It's an infinite source of energy. You can have a lot of energy coming out of it. Less carbon emissions. We're gonna save the planet, Gunny. Right?
Yeah. So I'm gonna be serious here for a second here, because when you really think about it, you think about the future, right? And the demand, like they talked about, there's a serious demand for data centers, power, AI, right? It's coming. So what can we do in the short term? The only option is kind of nuclear, right? I mean, it's the only thing that's kind of out there. I think we're going to see a lot of these smaller nuclear plants kind of coming on board. And I think Microsoft, with this turning back on number fucking 2 or whatever, is kind of the start of it. Yeah, I think there's going to be always controversy and protest and all this stuff about these things. But I think, technology and money, right? And I'm sure, I don't care who's president in the next, 4 or 8 years, they're going to be, fuck yeah, we're on board with it. We need to get more fucking AI chips and, be number 1 against China, right? Like, if they're all for it, then I don't think we can do it with windmills and solar, but I think also, later on down the road, I think we can do something more with, what am I thinking of? The carbon power? What am I thinking of? Something, a little more safer, So
listen, Gunny, let me tell you what's good about nuclear energy. I'm at the energy.gov. I'm in the government's website. Listen, let me tell you why the government tells you it's good for you. Okay, listen. Number 1, Gunny, nuclear is a zero emission clean energy source. It generates power through fission, which is the process of splitting uranium atoms to produce energy. The heat released by fission is used to create steam that spins a turbine to generate electricity without the harmful byproducts emitted by fossil fuels. According to the Nuclear Energy Institute, the NEI, the U.S. avoided more than 471 million metric tons. Gunny. 471 million metric tons of carbon dioxide emissions in 2020. That's the equivalent of removing 100 million cars from the road, Gunny, and more than all other clean energy sources combined. It also keeps the air clean, Gunny, okay? Listen. By removing thousands, okay, of tons of harmful air pollutants each year that contribute to acid rain, smog, lung cancer, and cardiovascular disease. Now listen, despite producing massive amounts of carbon-free power, nuclear energy produces more electricity on less land than any other clean air source. Let me tell you this, Gunny. A typical 1,000 megawatt nuclear facility in the U.S. needs a little more, Gunny, than 1 square mile to operate. NEI says wind farms require 360 times more land area. That's right. Yeah, 360 times more land area. More fucking windmills, Gunny, okay? To produce the same amount of electricity, and solar photovoltaic plants require 75 times more space than that. To put that in perspective, Gunny, okay, you will need more than 3 million, okay, solar panels to produce the same amount of power as a typical commercial reactor, or more than 430 wind turbines, with the capacity factor not included. All right. Let me tell you about nuclear energy produces minimal waste, Gunny. You know why? Because it's extremely dense, Gunny. That's why. It's about 1 million times greater than that of other traditional energy sources. And because of this, the amount of used nuclear fuel is not as big as you might think. All of the used nuclear fuel produced by the U.S. nuclear energy industry over the last 60 years, Gunny. Okay, listen, Gunny. Longer than you've been alive, Gunny. Twice my life, pretty much. All that energy, Gunny, all that waste could fit on a football field at a depth of less than 10 yards. That waste can also be reprocessed and recycled, although the U.S. does not currently do that. We just put it somewhere and say, fuck it. Okay.
Just somewhere, huh? Yeah. It's probably just sitting on we've got 50 fucking metric tons of cement that it sits on.
It's in the fucking desert somewhere, bro. I don't know. We dump it somewhere.
Probably is in Nevada. Yeah, Nevada
desert.
It's
in that fucking mountain in Nevada. I remember in Vegas, it was a big deal because they were talking about some fucking mountain over there. I think it was like Yucca Mountain or something. There was a story with this nuclear waste in it. They they burrowed the fucker, burrowed it out or whatever, made it hollow. And they were just sticking it in there, like in a big hole. Like, fuck it. We're going to just put it in here. It's safe, guys.
Yeah.
It's inside this mountain. It's not going to create any, weird Hills Have Eyes people or anything. It's safe. All right? Listen, Gunny, it's safe. It's healthy for you, Gunny. It cleans the air. You like clean air, Gunny? I like clean air. Okay?
I do.
I like clean air. All right? We could use some more clean air in California, okay? Got all the fires and shit going on all the time. Maybe if you guys had some nuclear power plants, there'd be less smoke in the air. Okay.
Right. And we'd have more rain, right? We wouldn't have global warming.
Yeah, exactly. We'd save the earth, save the planet while doing it. Listen, we could just dump it in Canada. We go send all our nuclear waste to Canada and dump it up there in the all the Canadians live at the border, right? They
do live at the border, so you can just send it north of the border.
Yeah, just send it all the way up to the north, in the snow fucking mountains up there somewhere. We'll just dump it up there.
Plutonium, spent fuel or whatever they call it.
Yeah, whatever the fuck they call it, and then we'll get Canada to build nuclear facilities too, and then we just dump it up there, dude. And just a lot of land up there. Okay, we just listen. 60 years.
Mooses. You don't want mutated mooses.
Listen, Gunny, 60 years, one football field. We could just go up there and take over some of their land. Enough for 50 football fields. And that's enough for another 400 years of us having electricity. Boom. Problem solved. All the world's problems have solved. Me and Gunny just solved them. We solved the global energy crisis. We solved it right here. It's done. I don't know. You guys pay scientists millions of dollars to figure this out. Me and Gunny figured it out in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
We're gonna invade
Canadian
Canada.
minds over here. We should be paid for this.
Yeah, we should be paid for it. Listen, watch, Gunny, watch. Next week, you're gonna see on CNN, big breakthrough. Nuclear scientists say that we should invade Canada and take over their land. Use it as a nuclear fucking storage for our waste in the mountains somewhere. They said.
We would have done it in China, but it's too far. Yeah.
China's far, man. Listen, we could build, or listen, America runs on
a nuclear
trains.
train.
Yeah, listen, America runs on trains, all right? We're the Great American Railroad. We got fucking Union Pacific and shit. We'll send those motherfuckers to build a fucking railroad track through Canada. And then we'll build it all the way to the fucking north of Canada, near the North Pole, and we'll dump it up there somewhere. Boom. Problem solved. We solved the world energy crisis. Yeah. Think about it, man. We could power Mexico, United States, and Canada with all that energy. We're going to have so much energy. Listen, Gunny, we're going to have so much energy, you're going to have your AC running all day long because you don't even know what to do with it anymore.
You know, if it long as it makes my bill cheaper.
Listen, you won't even know what to do with all the energy, Gunny, okay? You're going to be spending the energy like you're going to have your lights on all day. We're going to be going through light bulbs like crazy. The light bulb industry, you better invest in that shit now because it's going to blow up, right? Right. You thought LED lights can last forever? We got more energy than we can outlast the LED bulbs. That's how much energy.
Stations at every traffic light, you know?
Every light. Listen, Gunny, we're going to have charging pods, all right? We're calling charging pods. They'll be on every street corner in America. That's the promise that we're making. Problem solved. Everyone can have a big F-350 electric truck and still feel really manly and big because you have a big truck. All right, it'll still feel manly, Gunny. You can still drive Jeeps, Gunny. Okay?
I'm gonna have all kinds of fucking lights on the top, the bottom, the sides.
Yeah, you're gonna have that
RGB underneath.
That bitch is gonna fucking look like the fucking sun going down the street. That's what it's gonna look. It's gonna light up everything going down the road. All right, give a fuck. All right, we got so much fucking energy up in this bitch. We're gonna need to have like 4 graphics cards on our PCs to even make them think they're struggling. You know, you think your PC needs enough? You're gonna need a fucking 4,000 watt supply in your fucking PC now. That's what we're gonna need. Yeah, no fucking 1,000 watt supply. Fucking bullshit. Fucking 1,500 watt supply. Well, look at me, I got a 1,200 watt supply. No, but you're gonna need a 5,000 watt supply now. Yeah.
Yeah, if you're going to mine all that Bitcoin 24/7.
Think about it, man. We save the planet, Gunny.
It's safe and
Listen,
healthy.
Gunny, 1 uranium pellet, Gunny, which is 1 inch tall, is equal to 17,000 cubic feet of natural gas. Or
That's a lot of carbons.
120 gallons of oil, Gunny, okay? Or 1 ton of coal, Gunny. Or like 57 Big Macs. All right, I know you understand that math.
I'm like, wait, where did he go with the food thing here?
Because Americans understand that we understand Big Macs. Like 57 Big Macs is equal to 1 uranium pellet. I think we're good, and I think we understand the math now. Now we know how important it is. Okay, 57 Big Macs, 1 uranium pellet. That's the power that it equals, and we're good. All right. I think Mayo understand. Mayo was confused with the cubic feet of gas and the oil and the coal. He didn't understand that.
He's thinking corn, right? That's what he was thinking.
As soon as I said Big Mac, Mayo was like, I get him now. I understand him. I get where he's coming from. But yeah, that's crazy. So yeah, man, cool. Good for Microsoft. We need more nuclear power, right, Gunny?
Right. Well, the demand is there, right? The demand is there for power. So what do? You just can't pull it out of your ass, right? You got to go somewhere with it.
And this place has been built already. They just got to refurbish it a little bit. They don't got to spend the money to build a whole new one in Washington or something, you know?
Yeah, 1.5 million. That's a drop in the bucket to get that thing back and running.
Yeah,
with current technology.
You think about it, like if they were to build a whole new one, how much would it cost to build, man? Like what, 5 billion, 10 billion more maybe?
Probably, you know, in today's market and everything, I'm going to say 10 billion and it's going to take 10 years.
Yeah. I mean, it probably create a lot of jobs, right? A lot of construction jobs and shit. Yeah. But I mean, still, like even bringing this back online, yeah, bringing this back online will create jobs. You know, people are gonna have to work there, dude. You know, like so. Yeah. In other news, the PlayStation news. See, PlayStation's a bunch of losers. They don't have a nuclear power plant. They're a
They're
bunch of
using wind and
fucking
solar.
yeah, fucking losers. They're taking up all our land with their stupid fucking wind towers.
Probably
Nobody
using
likes them.
dam hydro giant dam power.
Yeah, killing all the fish. Fucking stupid PlayStation. Microsoft is trying to save the planet by cleaning the air. These guys are killing it by killing our birds. You know those big turbine things that spinning around the sky, Gunny? Those kill birds and shit. You know?
Yeah.
You think that's
We
safe
got
for a bird?
Bunch of those near me. Not close, but
Yeah.
those things catch fire and they fall and they make
cause forest fires and they cause air pollution with their fires.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's not safe
Stupid
or
ass
effective.
stupid ass unsafe shit. Yeah, I don't like them. Fuck them. All right. But get ready, Gunny, to see more PlayStation games. Okay, get ready. Sony is hosting the State of Play presentation, Gunny. Guess what, Gunny? Gunny! Fucking tomorrow! It's tomorrow! You thought it was next week. You thought it was 2 weeks from now. No, Gunny. It's fucking tomorrow, Gunny. That's right.
That was quick.
It's there. It's coming. All right, Gunny. Listen, Gunny, listen. They have an update and news for you, Gunny. For more than 2020 upcoming PS5 and PSVR2 games.
Finally.
That's right. You thought PSVR2 was dead? Guess what, Gunny? No, the Pro's going to bring it back, right? You know, it's just because people weren't spending enough money on PlayStation. So they're like, how do we bring PSVR back? And one guy at the meeting was like, look, spending $1,200 to play VR is not enough. You got to have them spend $1,400 and they'll really be into it. And that's it. That was the end of the meeting. That's how they got the pricing for the PS5 Pro. All right, Gunny, we're in. At $1,400, Gunny is going to buy a PSVR 2 and a PS5 Pro.
Can't you just buy a PC at that point? Come on.
Listen, Gunny, it doesn't have the Pisser Tech in it, okay?
The Pisser Tech.
Your fucking PC will never have the Pisser Tech. That Pisser Tech is next gen shit. All right, that's not even Microsoft has the Pisser Tech. They can't.
They have new tech, okay?
They don't have the Pisser Tech. Okay, so like they're behind right now. Okay, they don't have the Pisser Tech. You thought the Xbox Series X was the world's most powerful console? Not anymore. Not without Pisser Tech. Oh, shit. Anyways, this will be more than 30 minutes long. We'll be able to watch it tomorrow, Gunny, at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, 3 p.m. Pacific, on YouTube and on Twitch. Find it. This show is taking place just 2 days, Gunny, before pre-orders for the PS5 Pro are available. So there's that.
We're going to see Conquered 2 tomorrow. Nice. But no, I have a prediction about the PSVR 2.
Okay.
So, and of course, we've talked about this, like, oh yeah, like, what the fuck, they fucking brought this thing out with like only, 4 games or whatever it was, but yeah, like that was kind of a real flop for them, But no, I have a thing because now I don't think we read any articles on it because now you can actually hook this up to your PC. There's like an adapter you can buy, and it's still not an easy thing. But I think that's one thing I think that they will talk about tomorrow is, hey, there's some games, and then here's the adapter, that you could buy, and for you PC users, that also, subscribe or that are also PS5 owners, like you can use it.
You can use it.
I think so. I think because they're just not ready to say like PSVR 2 was a flop, like we're just gonna fucking let it go to the wayside, Do
you think Pisser Tech will enhance PSVR 2?
Yes.
I think so too. I think I think Pisser Tech is going to be a game changer. It's going to be like, we used to run games at 90 hertz. Now we could do 180 or 120 or some crazy shit. I think it's going to happen.
Yeah, and hopefully it works out for the game developers, right? To be like, guys, you got Pisser Tech. Can you start making some games for this thing that people bought but never used? People
want it. People want Pisser Tech in the game. Like, listen, man, I'm going to be looking at games on PlayStation, and if it doesn't say Pisser Tech support on it, I'm not buying it anymore. I'm not buying it. All right, it's gotta have Pisser Tech right on the cover. You know how like the Xbox Series X and S, they have like the big badge that says Series X Enhanced on the front or whatever. Well, I want a big badge on the PlayStation games
Pisser
that
enhanced.
that say Pisser Enhanced on the front of it. Like, yeah, this is like you're getting the Piss Tech in here. Okay, like it's all in there. We're good. All right. Yeah, I'm hyped. Now I'm excited to see what they show tomorrow. Rumor has it they're remaking a remastered version of
I saw something earlier today, and I was gonna bring it up, but I didn't know if it was. It looked photoshopped, not photoshopped, but like a a deep fake or whatever the fuck they're calling those things. Where I was like, nah, like that's not real.
Days Gone. You see Days Gone? Oh, I think it could be cool. I think that they'll realize like, oh man, we actually had a pretty good game here. Maybe we should make a sequel to it.
Yeah, that would be cool. I'd play the sequel. I'd buy it.
Because that was the Oregon Bend studio, Sony Bend, that made that here in Bend, Oregon. They were the main studio or whatever, right? Of course, they had help from like Santa Monica and the other fucking ones, but yeah, why not, man? Like fucking remake it.
That was like what 25-hour campaign. Like it was a long campaign, even though it was open world, and yeah, it had a rocky launch, but after that, through updates and stuff, it was actually a pretty solid game.
Yeah.
But I saw like, I don't know, people were putting up like Horizon Zero East, or I don't know, like I assume that was fake, but The Last of Us reimagined,
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't think of like, I doubt they're going to be like, talk about more about the Pro or whatever, like, other than what Mark Cerny showed.
No, just don't bring that guy back. Don't bring him. I need someone out there showing me the Pisser Tech, but not him.
Well, I mean, he made the box, right? So he's the fucking engineer. So maybe
he's like the most
better spokesperson.
Yeah, we need someone that can get the people going, man. I want fucking some motherfucker up there that's getting hyped as fuck. All right, someone that just did like cocaine off a hooker's ass in the back.
Yeah, right.
And he's fucking wired as fuck. And he comes out there all disheveled looking and shit. And he's like, fucking PlayStation Pisser Tech, bitches. Woo! And then they got like a fucking Lamborghini dropping from the sky or something, to show off the Gran Turismo tech.
Yeah.
Gran Turismo Pisser Tech. It's gonna look so real. It's like this fucking Lamborghini coming down from the ceiling right now. That's how real this shit's gonna look on your TV. Yeah, it's fucking Pisser Tech, bitches. And just fucking, just like be out there just fucking hype as fuck. That's what I want, man.
That's gonna sell.
I don't want no nerdy motherfucker up there talking about, we're gonna talk about Pisser Tech. Just look at the comparisons, Gunny, of The Last of Us 2 running on the PS5 regular edition, and look at the Pisser Tech to the right of it on the PS5 Pro.
So it's like a digital foundry video, right? Like,
yeah, it's so fucking boring. It's like, dude, no, man. We want some fucking hype shit. I want to fucking look. Listen, they got Helldivers, right? I want a motherfucker to come. Okay, listen, the Lamborghini drops, right? Mr. Tech dude is all in the Lamborghini, high as fuck, doing more. He's doing lines off the dashboard, right? He's like getting high in the car. And I want a fucking hell pod to come crashing through the ceiling. A fucking hell pod and a hell diver jumps out. And it's the old CEO. And the guy takes off the helmet. And it's fucking Jim Ryan. Jim is here, motherfuckers. And he has a PS5 Pro, the super gray edition one, and he's gonna tell you the price because he's fucking Jim Ryan, and he came out of retirement just for this, and he came out of a hell pod that got shot from the fucking ISS. Okay, this fucking hell pod got shot from outer space, and he came all the way down here to tell you guys it's gonna cost $850, and then fucking fireworks go off on the stage, Gunny, and curtains close, and we're done. We're done. That shows.
That would be good.
Minutes. That'd be a fucking show. People would be like, that was the coolest fucking shit I've ever seen in my life.
right? Like, yeah, like I don't mind dropping $850 now.
Yeah, I want to drop $1,000 right now. Shit, I want to buy a PSVR 2 and a PS5 Pro Super Edition at the same time. That's how cool it's gonna be, dude. All right, that's what I want. All right, I
You
don't
remember
want
those
no.
old Jesus? You remember those old video game and console commercials from like the 1980s or whatever? I mean, not that you remember them, but you can actually go back and watch them. Like how cool they were back then. Like, let's
Yeah,
bring the coolness back.
bring some cool shit. I mean, little pussy shit. Fucking. Oh, hi guys. My pronoun is they them. They them think are. I don't know. Let's just choose one. I'm a Pisces, and I like to eat vegan food. And I'm here to talk to you about PS5 Pro. Like,
Don't
no,
get all
who wants
on me,
it?
man.
Like, who wants that shit? I don't want that shit, Gunny. Listen, I want a fucking hell pot coming from the fucking ceiling. Okay, like a fucking hell just fucking crashes in. All right,
And then he
fucking
comes in, he goes, I eat kids for breakfast. Just
fucking
triggers
hell,
everybody.
a
All right.
fucking diver comes out of there, and I want some fucking. I want the Lamborghini dropping from the sky. Maybe some exotic dancers on stage. Make that shit cool, man. Like no fucking lame ass fucking. Oh, my pronouns are it and that. What? Yeah, those are my pronouns. It's it and that. And I drink kombucha for breakfast.
Kombucha, right?
and I'm here. I'm here to talk to you guys about PSVR 2. Like,
What do you
no,
want?
man.
Ayahuasca? What is that shit called? I don't know what it's called. Something like that.
Nobody wants to listen to that type of shit, all right? We want some cool fucking shit on stage, all right? I want Jim Ryan coming back, all right? I want some fireworks. Come on, Sony, do it.
We just get the
fucking do
Terminator
it.
on stage with a big fucking bullet barang around him, and
Listen, why? Okay, oh, you just got a good idea, Gunny. Hire Arnold Schwarzenegger to be the fucking hell diver in the hell pod
oh shit, yeah,
and drop him from the sky.
I'm back, bitches.
I'm here to tell you about PlayStation 5. And then he tells the price. And then everyone loses their shit. All right? That'd be cool. But no, they probably won't do that. They'll probably do
No.
some lame shit. Yeah, it's not gonna be that cool, people. Let's be honest. You got we got everyone hyped up to watch some cool shit, and who knows what they're gonna show? They're probably gonna show like some stupid ass fucking fairy game or something, you know?
Well, it'll help mental well-being, and
Oh fuck!
you gotta please everyone for this console. That's how it
Fuck
works.
out of here, Gunny. Fuck out of here. No one cares about that.
We don't. We just want the bloods and the gore and the excitement.
But yeah,
What about a Ratchet and Clank 2? I don't know. Was that on the list? It should be,
I could
right?
see that. I could see that
Spider-Man
being
3?
on the list. No,
Or no,
too
they haven't even
soon.
come out for DLC yet for Spider-Man 2. So they'll probably show more DLC.
DLC for that. What else do they have in the works? What the fuck else are they working on? Concord was a flop. I don't know what the fuck. That game is just dead.
So let me. Okay, so that was like the fastest. It was like less than a week, wasn't it? Like,
Yeah, it was like
what's your take on the fact that
like-
they just want to bury this thing and delist it from everything? And is it just so it doesn't have that stink on PlayStation? Like, I don't know. I think that's what it is, right? They don't want it
yeah.
to be like, because I'm sure they had a choice. They could have been like, well, this game sucks. It's a fucking 4, on the Metacritic, but we're going to keep the servers up, and right? They could have done it, and then like a couple months later, they could have said, you know what? We're just going to shut the game down, and kept everyone's money. But they returned everyone's money within a week, like, which is insane, right? Yeah, that was the fastest I've ever seen a game just go by so fast. But again, live service. But I'm sure in hindsight, when they looked at that, when they were just in beta or fucking, internal testing for like 5 years or some shit, right? Spending 400 million. Is that how much they allegedly spent? I think I was reading an article, kind of concept from 7 years ago, and, just now getting, but then I think they just came out with basically a fucking, would you even call it a beta? It was more like hey, play this free weekend or whatever. Everyone can play it. And then people played it and just shit all over it, right? Like, yeah, they just said, fuck this game, or the characters suck or whatever. I don't know what the actual deal was, but yeah. So I never even got a chance to play it. So I think I even might have preloaded it on Steam, but yeah, that was gone fast. They were like, everybody take their money back, we're shutting the servers down immediately. Like, that's insane.
That's bad, yeah. Who
But
knows why?
that's how we've talked about this before. Even Mark Cerny and somebody from Japan even talked about this. We read articles less than 2 years ago where it talked about, look, we want to come out with these, these games as a service, and basically what they were saying, like, look, we want to develop these games, throw them at the wall. If they stick, they stick. If they don't, they don't, right? And this is the one that just did a complete flop and didn't go anywhere. But look, I think they expect these things, right? You spend 400 million. If it works, it doesn't. We write it off. So we go on to the next one. Keep trying. So we'll get better next time.
Yeah.
So that's that for them. So, but I don't know what they're working on. So that leads me on to what is it? I always want to say Bungie. Who am I thinking of? Bungie, right? That's who Sony bought. Destiny. So yeah, and their marathon game. So rumors. Again, this is about reading any articles, but where they were just talking about, and we've not really seen any gameplay of this, this marathon game, and it's really just been tweeted a few times or talked about or some screenshots, but everybody's talking about how this game is dead, like they're not even gonna talk about it ever again, or even release it or whatever, because it's been a concept, I think, over the last couple of years, reading from Bungie developers, right? Like, where they have talked about, like, oh, I remember when they were making I always want to say fucking Halo or whatever, but they were talking about making Destiny 2 and how they really, really, really wanted to, it's like a passion project. I could be quoting that wrong, but they're like, yeah, we want to really get into, getting Marathon out, and we're really excited about it. And so, but yeah, I think now they're probably just doing a lot of internal meetings, like, do we really want to do this after Conquered, like, but I think the best strategy would be, like, release it now. Like, just, it's an early game as an access, right? Buy it or don't. It's $30 or $40, right? Let's just say 40. So, other people have done it, right? Where they're just like, we're going to release it for $40. If they buy it, they don't, right? Look at Fortnite. That's what they did, right? Hey, $40. Here's this early access game. So, but of course it became something different. So at least then they would have, a lot of, just nothing but feedback from all the consumers, regarding that game. Do some free weekends, That's the way going forward, I believe, especially with these live service games. Not just be like, announce it or whatever, and then just keep it internal for like 3 years or 4 years, So I think you're just kind of wasting your money at that point.
Yeah.
That's my rant on those games.
Alrighty. I think that's all I have for news, Gunny. What else do you have?
No, I think that was pretty much it for myself as well.
All right. Well,
just real quick, like, yeah, I plan on probably getting Helldivers 2. I want to get the Dead Rising remake. I do want to purchase that. So I didn't play a whole lot of the first one, but Dead Rising 2 I played a lot of. I finished it a couple times. They had 2 smaller DLC games back on the Xbox 360. One was called Off the Record. I did 3 playthroughs of that. It's a small game. I've got every achievement in that game, I believe. And I forgot the other name of their smaller title. So, but I played that one as well a bunch. So yeah, I really like Dead Rising. Dead Rising 3, that was great when that launched back on the last console. So yeah, can't wait to play more of that. Get into that game. Purchase it. Play it. So, but that's all I have.
cool. I guess we're out of here. I don't know.
We're out of here. We're done.
We're out of here, guys. We're just kidding. We're out of here. We're done. We're done.
It's back to work tomorrow, darn it.
Gunny, I will not be here next week, though. I'm gonna be in
Where you
Florida.
going?
I'm going to Florida for a few days.
Nice. You ever been there?
No, never been. So
I don't think I have either.
Be cool, man. Check it out.
Yeah.
And,
go to Disneyland.
Yeah, we're in Orlando, so we'll see what we do.
Yeah.
But yeah, We're going for a few days, so we'll be gone during the time we record usually. But yeah, hopefully we'll be back the week after. Should be after all this shit happens with the Sony thing. And who knows? Maybe Gunny will have a PS5 Pro pre-ordered with the Pisser Tech and the PSVR 2 right next to it.
Yeah.
You're
I
gonna
got my
have.
Oculus here.
You don't need
Just
that
fire up the
Oculus.
Oculus.
PSVR 2 has Pisser Tech. It's gonna be so much better. All right, you don't need no fucking Oculus. Damn it, you. All right, Gunny. But where can people find you, Gunny?
Go find me over on Discord and everywhere else under Gamertag Gunny Chief. I'm over there on Xbox. Gunny Chief. One word. I'm on Epic Store and Battle.net and fucking you name it. Except on the PlayStation, I am HGP_Gunny over there. But yeah, go find Mayo at the Mayo 1 or the Mayo. He's on Discord, Steam, all that other good stuff as well. What about you, Jesus? Where do we find you?
Find me on everything as Jesus Walks a Lot. I'll be, of course, next week. I won't be here, but I'll be playing some more Helldivers this week, Frostpunk 2, and other stuff. Find me, add me, play with me, and let's game. Also, find Mayo on everything as the Mayo. Find him on Discord. It's probably the easiest way to get a hold of him. And then from there, you can get him on the PCs and whatnot and talk to him, get him whatever online playing with you. Yeah, also shout out to CeeLo. I know CeeLo sent me an invite the other day. Divine Fire also sent me an invite for Helldivers. Divine, you were sending me invites literally when I was in some crazy fucking, like, I was in like the shit, bro. I was getting shot at. I was getting attacked by bugs. I was dropping airstrikes and dying, and it was hell. It was a hell dive. Okay, listen, that shit was hardcore. And then by the time I got back to you, you just didn't reply, which was like 5 minutes later after I was done. So yeah, I don't know what happened there, but you can always find me on Helldivers. I'll be playing. CeeLo, I think I added you, but you may need to add me again. I don't know, because it's weird. It's with like when it's cross-platform between PS5 and PC, you have to have like this fucking code or whatever. You know, it's weird. It's not a gamer tag. It's like a number, kind of like a switch code to add people. So it's different. But yeah. And Nipron, you need to get back on, bro. I know Nipron was like in fucking Thailand or something, wasn't he?
I
saw
don't
him.
know.
He was somewhere. He was not in America, bro. I'll tell you that. He was somewhere like in Thailand. Okay. I don't know. Maybe he was in China. I don't know where the fuck he was. It was not the US though. All right. All right. There was a lot of Asian.
Did you play for a Steam Deck or something?
There was a lot of Asian people, Gunny, and a lot of fucking ramen. I saw a lot of ramen. I saw chopsticks. I saw tea and a lot of flowers and big buildings with big neon signs. That seems to be like it's not America.
It's not in the Philippines. Could have been Thailand.
Oh, he maybe is in the Philippines. I don't know where the fuck he's at. I don't know. Nipod, I'm sorry. I do not know where you're at. But I saw your photos, so I'm assuming you're somewhere over there, or you were at least. Anyways, yeah, you could play on the Steam Deck. The Helldivers 2 one's really good on Steam Deck. You get like 50 FPS, 40 FPS.
Yeah, and real quick, Jesus, I did see, it keeps coming up every so often where people in other countries where Sony is not available, right? And let's say they have, I guess, a Steam Deck, right? Where it requires a PSN login, right? And I guess in some countries, there is no PSN login because it's not available in that country. But somebody did make a mod. Maybe I should put that link in there. I did was read the article about that. So there's a mod that does the bypass. So that word needs to get out. The bypass. Don't ban me, Sony. Okay, saying that. But other people in other countries need to play these Sony games. If they've got a Steam Deck, you want to play your games.
All right, man. Well, I'm out of here. Yeah, we're out of here. Peace out, bros and scrubs. We'll catch you on the next edition of the Horrible Gamers Podcast. We're out of here. Bye. Bye.
is counting on you. Good luck.